Okay, welcome everyone. This is session 51 of the War for Crimson Rock. We have everybody in house today, so again, a lot of fun expected. I'm looking forward to this session. We've been doing a lot of planning for it. So, without further ado, I will ask if someone could give a quick synopsis of the last session, please.
Megan. Okay. So in the last session, we were leaving the pits where they were trying to dispose of the Chimera. Ori called out to the guards, and they were in the middle of bringing down a new aggressive Chimera. The main guard dropped the keys, and Ori is to grab it. She passes the keys to Mikage, and the Chimera is fighting with the guards, but it's unsuccessful. Ori and Dan tried to continue with the distraction of the guards so that Mikage and the Chimera can sneak out. In the meantime, Pan has come back from his recon and is overseeing the commotion that's going on in the pit. So Pan basically sees chaos, and Dan jumps out of the pit and actually ends up next to Pan. He fills him in on what's going on. Dan and throw magical beans and distract the guards. And we basically end up with this angry chimera, a brulette, which is apparently something we do not want to fight ourselves, and an int, all duking it out and taking out all the guards. So while the guards, the chimera, and all this are fighting with each other, Ori casts darkness. The chimera is frightened and afraid. She doesn't want to come out. We finally coax her out. Chimera, her name is Chimerana Grande. And so we managed to assist the Chimera out of the pit, but the brulette tunnels out of the darkness that Ori created and comes up like right near Mikage and Chimerana Grande. Ori casts Storm and basically scares the brulette away. We have no idea where it's gone. We don't really care at this point. We're just like, get out. So we decide to bring Chimerana Grande into the woods. We're going to do a short rest and get her some food, put a collar and leash on, and basically say, please leave alone, friendly, give food or pets, or leave be. We head back to town to Ori's place, and our checklist or our tentative goals are check on Ori's family, get a long rest in, go to the Bureau of Information, get some supplies, and then hopefully go to Mikage's village.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Megan. So, did anyone else want to add anything on top of that?
Our animal count is up to 3 with Rathu McConaughey, Chimerana Grande, and Silas because he was already named. Could have come up with a great bear name, but I respect his wishes.
Bears have a lot of independence like that. You really have to respect their wishes. You know, they don't like being usurped like that. So, it makes sense. Okay, perfect. I will also open an opportunity right now. So on the homepage, we've got your father, Akamenos. We've got Fira. We've got Eloise, Alclaire, the Prime Minister, and we've also got Tanston Springboot as the he was a gnome. He was a gnome who was going to work at the bureau essentially. And so I can ask now if you guys would like. I can move some of these you think are enemies, allies, or just keep them the way they are. It's fine. Just kind of a way to keep track of who's who, if you'd like to. But if not, that's fine too. I'm just throwing it out there to kind of just help keep track of some of these things. What do y'all think?
I mean, Akmenos isn't a straight up enemy. You know, he's not going to hurt his family, i.e. me. Right?
I can put him in the middle too, so we can put him like right in between. If you feel like
in the middle.
If you're not sure, you don't have to be, strongly one side or the other if you want.
Exactly. We'll put him right there.
Okay.
We know that Tanston's obsessed with us. He thinks we're super cool. So he'll be an ally as of right now.
Okay, I'm gonna put him in the ally section. All right.
I feel like Fira is currently super possessed and very enemy-like. at the moment.
Okay, I'm gonna move her in the enemy section. And Eloise Auclair, the Prime Minister.
She's just kind of not super effective.
Yeah, I would put
Maybe I
her.
want her, but she can't really do anything for us.
Do we want to put her in between in the meantime?
Yeah,
Because like if,
probably.
because even though she says, you know,
She
we
sees
really don't
ahead.
know her true intentions. We don't think that she's, but with the fact that what's his name is still working for her, she may be led astray.
Right. Yeah, in the middle sounds good.
Look good so far?
I think so.
Okay. I'll continue to add more NPCs and characters here, so this way you guys can kind of it could be a point of discussion if you guys feel like or a reference if you want. So, and you can always come back to the home. You should be able to come back to the homepage whenever you want if you ever want to take a look at it. So, okay, excellent. So moving on now. So at this point, you guys have decided you left Chimeriana Grande in the woods. You've headed back over and you've decided you're going to head over to Ori's house. Is that right? That's the next intended goal. Okay. Let me find the right one. Okay. As you make your way through the city, for the most part, it seems oddly mundane, especially given the recent circumstances that have happened, the big giant battle that's occurred. Seems to be a weird silence, a weird quietness about it. At the same time, you're in a hurry to get back to your place. Obviously, you guys have been in quite a bit of action recently, so it's a good idea to get some rest, right? You head home and you start walking your way through the streets. And Ori, if you could, since this is your hometown and your home area, give us a little description what the walk is like on the way back, and description of your house too. What is everybody seeing as they're walking up to your home? Oh, you're muted right now. Check it. Thank you.
So it is what I can describe as hypnotically suburban. All of the houses are very large. It's where a lot of the cobblestone Wall Street and hedge witch fund managers live. And her house is very much similar to the others, kind of you know, pretty style brick and stone. There's one single, understated spire as a kind of nod to Tiefling heritage. But other than that, no interesting architecture that stands out from the surrounding houses. Uh, Lots of greenery, kind of designed to make it feel like it's not part of the city. Um, it's about 3 stories, and you can't really see anything behind it because there's a pretty big fence, but um, it's not typically locked, so where you can get in.
Perfect. Okay. You make your way in to your home, and you notice most people aren't there at this point. It's, again, kind of odd. It doesn't seem like anybody's there. However, you do see a note. You see on the kitchen table, there's a packet of documents and some notes with a little sticky note on there too. And on the sticky note, you're going to see it is from your sister Rieta, and it's a message to your father. Hey, Dad, come visit me at my office. I know it's a bit opulent, but we need to take care of some of the things that you've requested.
Well, cool. So I should probably explain for those of y'all who don't know, which don't talk about my family a ton. Rieta is a lawyer who works with my mother for her law firm, and it's kind of a pretty ruthless person. which is why she's a great lawyer. So the fact that she's working with my father is a little concerning, considering we know what he has done now. I'm definitely going to leaf through these papers.
As you thumb through the papers, you see it's a bunch of legal documents, of course, a lot of boilerplate stuff that most law firms kind of deal with. And you're going to see an itinerary. In the itinerary, you're going to see a handful of items, and it just mentions something about a meeting with the Harrington office, and let's see, and there's one more, sorry. Meeting with the Harrington office, and then also there's something about a meeting with the Sorceress Country Club. Now, Ori, you are familiar, you've heard this in passing and you're kind of familiar, but you haven't gone. But it's kind of a country club for tieflings, essentially, kind of the higher echelon of tieflings within the city. And so in the list, there's just like 2 items that need to be taken care of over for them. I think Rachel is frozen again. Let's see, is anybody saying anything? Okay, Samad, are you still not able to speak right now? Feel free to throw a message in the chat. Yeah, okay, cool. So in this case, for Mikage and Dave, in the meantime, okay, it looks like Rachel just tapped out for just a moment. But for Mikage and Dave, you are seeing, I guess give us an idea of like what you think of Ori's kind of very suburban lifestyle.
Well, Dave's been in the city now, so he's kind of new to everything, but still somewhat experienced. I imagine he's impressed by Ori's house. He starts just looking around, maybe, I don't know, rifling through the drawers.
Sorry, problems with internet again. Trying to get it back up.
Okay.
In the meantime, I'm just kind of I'm not used to. Even though I've been in cities, I'm still not used to very crowded places. So I'm just kind of sitting back along the wall and just kind of like trying to keep an eye out of what's going on around me. But you can tell I'm just really uncomfortable again in the city, overwhelmed.
There's a nice, lovely, large armchair in the sitting room in the foyer that my very tall, wide father likes to sit in, so he'll probably fit in there.
From what Pan is saying, it looks like he, since he's not used to I'll read it out. Since he's not used to being in this type of environment, he wants to be doing the type of things you see in movies where a broke person gets thrown into an opulent household. It's like when Ariel combs her hair with a fork or something like that. So he's going to wash his face in the bidet. It looks like it's what he's saying.
Or he's just going to ignore this. Let Pan do what he wants. There's other priorities currently.
I like it. Okay. Yeah, at this point, the house seems empty. Doesn't seem like anybody's there. At this point, I mean, you're free to take a long rest if you want. But it does seem like your sister Rieta has some information about your father. So that seems like a lead that you can go and go to if you'd like. Something about there's a Harrington office and then also the Sorceress Club. So what would you guys like to do?
We do have several rooms, enough for us each to sleep in our own large, comfy bed.
What did we do with the Chimera, by the way?
We set Chimeriana in the woods with a little leash.
Yeah, that's right.
A little sign saying, "Please do not disturb. I am friendly. Either feed me or go away."
Exactly.
So at this point, you guys have a couple options. You can either, at this point, you said you guys want to take a long rest. That's totally fine. Or if you guys want to go and potentially talk to Ori's sister. That's another option too. What are you guys thinking?
After the long rest, we can go talk to her. I need my spells back.
I was gonna say we should really take a long rest. Ori might take her rest on the couch in case Rieta or her mom Valmaya comes home. In the a rest is 8 hours, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
So Ori's gonna sit on the couch. Y'all can have whatever room. She doesn't really care at this point in time.
Pan has to take a rest. He's got a bout of pink eye that he just picked up, so there's
Yeah, as expected.
that'll happen when you wash your face with a bidet. I mean, that just kind of happens. Okay. Everybody's taking a long rest who's needed. I see that Pan has taken a long rest. Dave has taken a long rest. Make sure you click on the button to do so.
I'm trying to get back on the Wi-Fi, so.
All right.
So I took a long rest, but it didn't reset anything, so I just went ahead and arced everything back to...
Interesting. Let me try for you real fast. Just do a long rest. Let's see. Did that do it?
Yep.
Okay, I did it for you. And then, Ori, I'll do that for you too, just as you are doing what you're doing. Okay? Long rest. Okay. Perfect. Everybody's back. Back to norm. Okay. After everybody's had a good recovery, you'll head into the city to the law firm that your sister Rieta works for. I'll move everybody there. As you make your way in, it is a quite grand view. It's a lovely office, obviously, with like pillars of gold and beautiful chandeliers everywhere. You do see your sister. She's busy in the study, leafing through documents and jotting things down, and she doesn't notice you or anybody kind of come in.
We should probably be kind of really aggressive when coming out with the whole "where's dad, are you evil," etc. kind of thing. So I'm gonna go up to her. We're not super close, but I'm gonna go up to her.
Cool. As you walk up towards her, she's still busy jotting things down. She briefly looks up just for a moment, and then she does a double take as your eyes meet, and you see the biggest smile on her face. She is immediately just happy to see you. She puts everything down, rushes over, just gives you a giant hug. She looks at you, is like, Ori, oh my God, I can't believe it. You've been gone. Like, how many months have you been gone now? Where have you been? What have you been doing?
It's a very long story, but okay. As you can see, no broken bones, so I'm okay. How are you? What have you been up to?
Oh, it's just another day, another lawsuit here, another judge I have to chase after. It's just the usual. I mean, my life is pretty mundane, but compared to you, I mean, what type of adventures you've gone on? I just want to hear what's been going on with you.
Well, make sure Mother's not around, or she will.
Mother, she's off with her friends right now. They're shopping or something. I don't know. I don't quite keep up with her all that much anymore. Oh, can't quite hear you, Rachel.
Now? How about now?
That's even better. Perfect, yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, she does own the law firm, so,
She comes in and out. I mean, she's really just a figurehead at this point. I mean, she does own it, of course. She started it, but really, she's neither here nor there. She's more often spending time shopping and out and about with her friends than she is dealing with the things that we deal with here.
Wow, yikes! She's losing her edge, huh?
Well, I wouldn't put it that way, but
But maybe. Well, we've been. These are my friends. This is Mikage, Dave, and Pan.
She looks at you all and just kind of again kind of another double take. It's like, Ori, I never would have thought that you would be with these people. My goodness, it's so nice to meet you. I've never quite met a lot like any of you before.
Yeah, we're not super diverse here in this area. But yes, these are my friends. They've been here with me. Oh, one second.
Indoor sunglasses for Pan. I like that. Oh, Rachel, you're muted again.
Okay, I'm back on my computer. It's
Okay,
working now.
go ahead.
Yeah, these are, I know it's not super diverse here in the city, but they're from all over. They've been traveling with me. They've saved my life quite a few times. So, you're the good guys. Guys, anything to say?
Pleasure to meet you.
Mikage nods and then just goes back to looking at the books that are in the study. She's more interested in the books that are on the shelves than, I mean, she acknowledges her, but really doesn't have much to say to her.
Understandable.
She politely bows and is like, any friend of Ori's is a friend of mine, and I'm glad you've been taking care of my little sister, of course. She's quite the rambunctious
You're
one, always has been.
cutting in and out, by the way.
I'm cutting out now?
A little bit.
Okay, let me try that one more time. So she politely bows to you all, and she lets you know that, any friend of Ori's is a friend of mine, and I'm very appreciative of you taking care of my little sister. She has always been quite the rambunctious one, so anyone who's looking out for her is got to pass in my book. So what are you doing here? Why are you back in town now? Oh, you're muted again, Rachel. This is going to be one of those days, guys.
I was gonna say, like, how is everyone? I know that, I mean, you and Mom, and I don't know if Chiron or any Spira are back, but I know that y'all are in the city. Dad is unknown. Don't know where Lucius is. I have lots of siblings. Like, who's here? How are people? Is anyone, like, I mean, you know what's going on?
Well, Chiron and Anaspira, they are still out doing their Doctors Without Borders thing, so they're out and about. Lucius is at the military hall. He's still busy playing Soldier Boy, so, that's what he's doing. Of course, we all support him, in his whatever. Mom, as I mentioned, she's out and about shopping. She should be back, though, sometime at home or come into the office sometime later, so you might be able to catch her if you want. I don't know when. I can't promise you, Probably busy behind a couple of mimosas right now, I'll be honest. Who knows when she'll come back. And Dad, well, I left some documents for him at his house that he was requesting about, but he should be at his office, actually, so you might be able to catch him. I spoke to him, was it not too long ago or so, but he should be at his office, so you might be able to catch him there.
Those documents, can you tell me a little bit about them? We're kind of curious, and I saw them, showed them our house. So I want to know, like, what is this happening? What's he involved in?
She looks at you, kind of glares a little bit. It's like, Ori, there's such a thing as client-lawyer confidentiality, right?
Yeah, and there's such a thing as leaving legal documents just in our house when I have keys to the house, so.
Her frown immediately just turns into a chuckle and she starts laughing. Like, don't you know what I'm kidding with you? God. Okay. This is just some business deals that Dad has had. The Harrington one is a contractor group. He's got some type of new mining project that's going on. Something in the north or northeast of town, something like that. If you talk to Dad, you can, he'll tell you more about it. I don't know all the specifics of it, but it's more so it's some. He's got some prospect. He thinks he might be able to get some gold or diamonds or something like that. So there's some documentation that they need to get in order with the Harrington. They're a contractor company. And then the other one is with the Cerebus Country Club. You know, those old stuffy farts that we always tried to avoid when we were younger. Just some, I think it's either like a membership thing or potentially some other stuff about him becoming, a chairman of some board or something. I don't know, Ori. I don't keep track of this, like the old tiefling farts anymore. It's really too much of a bore, quite honestly. The way they just sit there and philosophize and just sit on their couches and do nothing. So, I mean, that's the gist of what essentially the documents were.
That's fair. Yeah, we'll go see Dad at some point in time. You have heard about the whole, like, they're gonna start targeting all tieflings now. You doing anything about that? Are you planning on staying or going?
This really puts me in a tough spot between a lot of my clients and, of course, our community. And I'm trying to do what I can for our people. There's a couple of us in the firm that have been representing and trying to, push some bills, lobby against what's going on right now. But it's being met with a lot of opposition, quite frankly. We're not exactly warriors, as you know, Ori. We're not adventurous like you. And Lucius is out there. He's trying to, well, God knows, he's trying to fight in his own way. That's what I can say. But it is quite tragic, and everything's going on. And this whole mess with this other crazy tiefling girl who's attacked the whole city. It doesn't put us in a good light at all. Things are already at just peak levels of hostility. So this doesn't help our case any. And we are trying our best right now. But what we're doing, at least with some of my other partners and I, is like we're trying to put in the fight legally, at least, see what we can do to try and protect our people. But unfortunately, the Council of Defense has not been playing nice, and it's been a tough uphill battle.
Okay. Well, if you can trust us, and if I tell you to get out of Voltier, will you trust me and leave?
Well, of
There
course.
are things happening. I really don't want to discuss it a lot in public, but if something happens and I tell you to leave, will you trust me and leave?
Of course I will, Ori. But
Drag Mom by her horns if you have to.
I do trust you, Ori. But you're scaring me, sister. Like what is going on? How serious are we talking here?
Well, not sure. Hopefully it won't come to anything, but there's a reason that all of the people you see around me are, strong, powerful, and ready to fight for us. So
Are you guys
hopefully that comes
mercenaries?
to that.
Are you guys mercenaries? Is this what it is? Are we in danger right now?
We're not mercenaries.
I think we should give her the short version of what's going on. I know she's your sister and she'll trust you, but at the same time, I think you need to give her some context.
Yeah, that's true. She's not one to typically take stuff with no context. I would like to give her the short version. I don't even currently really know how to do a short version of what we've been through, but I want to pull her aside as aside as I can and give her the short version.
After a few minutes, she absorbs it all. You can see her kind of taking it in, and her eyes are...
You're cutting out a little.
Damn it. Can you hear me any better now?
Yeah.
Is it better now? Okay. After a few minutes of you describing everything that's happened thus far, her eyes before had a gentle twinkle in them. She was very happy to see you. That her brows have furrowed now, but much more seriously, and she looks at you. It's like, this is, Ori, if what you're telling me is all true, this is bananas. It's like, we have to get everyone out of here. We have to warn everyone. Like, this is seriously crazy.
Yeah, it's it's pretty damn crazy. I hope
We may
we.
recommend.
Oh, go ahead,
She
Mikage.
may, you may want to recommend to your sister, like those who can leave for vacation or just get out of the city, at least in the meantime. Hopefully, until things settle down.
Yeah, you know you've had tickets to the Sparran Islands that you haven't taken for any vacation time in 2 years. Take mom, take your husband, take anyone you can. You know, maybe it's time to go on a vacation. Your clients will be fine. Um, because it might only get worse, and things might not be great for business anyway. So I just want you to be safe.
Well, I'm definitely taking my husband, and I'll grab mom as soon as she gets back from her little.
You're cutting out again. Sorry, Colonel.
No, it's okay. I don't know what the hell it is. I thought it was Discord. Okay. I'm not gonna mess with the sound anymore. Let's try that. But she looks at you and she just agrees. She nods, kind of shakes her head. It's like I'm grabbing everybody I can. I'm getting everyone, and we're getting the hell out of here. That's what I'm saying. I'll try and talk to Lucius, but I don't know if I can convince him. Would you mind? You can go talk to him. He's at the military hall, but I mean, go talk to Dad. Oh my God, it's honestly hard for me to believe everything you're telling me right now about our dad. I can't see it. I can't see that at all.
And I did not see it either. So that's definitely on the list of things. We have a few things to do before we try to get some information outside of Zion, but I do recommend leaving. We're going to talk to Dad, see Lucius. Do you have any contacts in the Bureau of Information? Whatever that's called enough. What's the acronym?
Bureau of Information, Technology, Classification, and Horticulture.
Yes. In Bitch. Do you have like any additional contacts? I know you've got your thumb in a lot of pies. Just let us know. The more allies we have, the better.
I've got a few. I know a few interns and pages there that might be able to help out at least, but things are kind of chaotic, especially after the events of recent. So I'll see what I can do. But at this point, I am getting everyone on high alert. Whoever will listen to me, and we're getting out. Go talk to Dad. Tell me, at least confirm for me that this thing with Dad is not for real, because I don't know what Mom will do. I don't know what I would do if this is serious. I'll try to grab everyone else. I'll try to reach out to Chiron and Aspera. Luckily, they're out of, they're not in the country anyways, but still, we have to do whatever we can, Ori.
Hoping there's some sort of other thing going on, but I guess we'll see.
So,
Mikage, do you see any interesting books you might want to ask if you can borrow, or, guys, do anyone else have any questions?
Do I roll to see if there's anything that piques my interest, or?
as you look around, there's not really much of interest. There's a lot of scrolls that are looking very dusty. You see a lot of thick leather-bound books, but they're written. There's just
You're breaking up.
God. Sorry, can you hear me now? Any better?
Yep.
It seems like after every few seconds, or when I first start, it kind of cuts out. Maybe I'll keep it off on mute. Okay. As you look around, you see just a lot of dusty old scrolls. You see a lot of leather-bound books, very, very wide, and at the same time written in what seems like archaic languages. So it might be difficult for you to, see anything of any particular interest.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm good. If I see nothing, then I just follow the leader.
Rieta goes over, just gives you a big hug, Ori. She just holds you close, and it's like, it's good to see you, sister. I'm sorry it's under these circumstances. Please, just go and find out about Dad. I mean, this can't be true. Just go back, just talk to him and tell me that this isn't true, okay? And come back and let me know that he's okay.
Okay.
All right.
have any spare message stones, by the way?
Some standing stones? No, I mean
Yes.
Dad has one. He's been talking with Mom, so I mean he has one
Okay.
for him and his mom. Sorry, for him and Mom to talk about. So you can ask him about his
Mm,
maybe. Maybe he's got a couple, but we don't really get some of those over here, unfortunately.
that's fair. Okay, well, thank you for everything.
Okay. So she's busy now. She starts shuffling papers, getting what she can, and she kind of shuffles
We,
off to.
we, we might want to go and talk to your dad because he was sort of involved in the like tiefling stuff in ratting out
Yes.
the tieflings.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
So we definitely should talk to him.
Okay.
Or he's a strong suspect still.
I thought it was confirmed it was him, right?
I think it was confirmed. I'm just hoping there's a different context. But
So if I remember right, they gave the ones that they thought were the moles different locations. And supposedly the location that he was given was the one that was betrayed. However, we don't know 100% for sure if that, I mean, there can be other things that go on. So I'm just laying it out there. Because Mikage, while suspicious of people, she won't necessarily like condemn someone for what seems like until it's proven.
fair.
Okay, so do we want to go talk to him? She said he was in his office.
Yes,
So,
probably.
yeah, okay, let's go. You lead the way.
Okay.
To Cobblestone Wall Street it is.
As you make your way through town, you head over to your father's office. You head up a few flights as you start going up into the office. As you do so, a noise. There's a chattering. More and more, it gets a little bit louder the closer and closer you get up to his floor. As you make it up, finally to his door, you open it up, and you see inside several cops, all surrounding over. There are a few people jotting down notes. There's several cops all around. You see a young female tabaxi. She's covered in a blanket and she is crying her eyes out right now. She's sitting there
Do I
and
recognize the tabaxi?
you do not. You do not recognize her. She is just covered in her blanket. She's rocking back and forth. Tears are streaming down her face. And you see some cops just sitting there talking to her.
I'm going to go up to the cops, ask, hey, what's going on here?
Miss, this is a murder scene right now. We're gonna have to ask that you stand back, please.
I'm a Domarien. Who was murdered? I'm pretty sure Ori knows, and she's starting to freak out a little.
He kind of pauses for a moment, and he kind of looks forward, like, let me find you my supervisor, and then he kind of walks away. You look to the side, and you see a door, kind of ajar a bit. Your father's office.
I'm gonna try to head in.
As you walk inside the door, it seems like a lot of the officers are they see you, and at the same time, there's a certain hesitancy about them interacting with you. However, as you walk into your father's office, you see a pool of blood lying there. And you see your father. Multiple stab wounds all over. He's lying dead in his chair.
Wonderful. Well, Ori is even though she's in shock, do I notice anything about the office space? Anything unusual? Because Ori has visited her dad here before.
You see that it's a ruckus that's been happening. There seems to have been a conflict, or some force and fight back. There is blood kind of spewed all about. It's hard to make heads or tails with just a cursory look. You kind of have to look around if you'd like to find out more information.
I would like to try to look around.
Okay.
As much as I can, because not want to look at my father's murdered body.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay, I think my internet may have gone out again. I'm back on my phone.
Okay.
So if I'm not
Okay. And Pan is going to investigate as well too. But go ahead, you make a roll. Pan, if you you don't want to roll, you just want to look around. Okay.
I want to look specifically for the communication stone.
Okay, all right. Pan, as you're looking around, you're going to find an itinerary. It is on his desk. It has a list of items over there. Ori, go ahead and give that investigation roll. Let me know when you get that.
So my internet's still cutting out. Would you mind rolling? Because I don't know.
I do not mind. Here we go. I'll do that for you. 18. Excellent. Okay. All right. Very cool. Okay. So let me go back to Pan real fast. Pan, you see the itinerary on his desk. It says there's meeting with on it. There are meeting with the contractors. It again is for that mining project outside the city. It's with the Harrington group. There's a meeting with the Cerebus group. There's a daily chat with Valmaya, his wife, by Sending Stone. And then there's dinner with Lucius. Okay, so those are the 4 items that he has on the itinerary. Ori, as you are looking around, you start feeling around on his desk. You notice, yes, and Pan, you're going to take it. You're going to show it to everyone else too, okay? Ori, you're going to start looking around. You check some of the drawers in your father, where he knows, and you find a personal diary, actually. You find a personal diary. You kind of start leafing through it. I'll let you know what happens in just a moment. Mikage, go ahead, roll me an investigation check as well for you too. Okay. And Dave, how about you? What are you doing right now?
Yeah, I'm looking around as well. Sort of investigating all of the, blood and just seeing, what might have happened.
Okay. Dave, if you could roll me a medicine check. Mikage, as you're looking around trying to find that Sending Stone, you're looking, but it's just eludes you. It is obviously you're in a foreign room. It's very different. You're not able to find what you're looking for. Okay. Dave, wow. Okay.
0.
Not even a 1. Look at 0. Okay.
Is that blood? I think it's grape juice. I don't think this is a murder scene at all.
You look at his body. I mean, there are multiple stab wounds all over. But at this point, again, can't make heads or tails. It's just a dead body. But there are many stab wounds all over his body. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Tropic Thunder, corn syrup and latex.
Mikage just backs up since she's just overwhelmed and she just goes and tries to talk to the guards.
Okay. I'll get to that in just a moment. In the personal diary that you find, Ori, as you're leafing through it, you see a couple notes. One of them is talking about he mentions some glee essentially over getting the upper hand on Umak. And Umak this is in regards, it's mentioned underneath the Harrington office. He writes that Umak has been cheating for some time, and it's finally good to get the upper hand against Umak Thrall. Okay. concerned with other tieflings. He's also concerned with some of these attacks that have been happening against these high-profile tieflings. He's worried about a particularly zealous one. Her name is Zamaya. And so he needs to talk to others in the Cerebus group. And then finally, he's worried about Lucius. Lucius is becoming more fascist, more authoritarian. It's kind of hard to talk to him. And so he's looking forward to his dinner tonight, hopefully to be able to talk to him about that.
All right. I'm going to pocket the journal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take it and just not say anything.
I should have said, sorry, I said tonight. I meant yesterday. He was looking forward to it yesterday. I'm sorry, that was yesterday. That was my fault. Yeah.
Oh. So I'm gonna take the journal for myself.
Okay.
I have pockets in my cloak.
Okay.
I mean, I think Ori is just gonna sit in the nearest chair. Let the shock take over.
Mikage, you start talking to some of the cops. They kind of look at you with suspicion. They eye you up and down. I'm like, who are you? And what interest do you have in this?
Tell him to use my name. I'm gonna.
Oh, sorry, not for Mikage. Ori, it's for Mikage, right?
Right.
Okay.
But proactively, I'm going to tell them, like, if you need to use my name.
It's okay. I was planning to do that anyway. So I'm basically going to say that I'm Ori's bodyguard, and this is a matter for the family, and I need to be able to relay what you have so that the family can be notified properly.
The guard or the police officer kind of looks over to his supervisor. Supervisor kind of shrugs his shoulders and says, well, sounds like, what do you want to know, I guess, kind of with an air of flippancy towards you.
I want to know who the tabaxi is and what's her relation to this situation, and I want to know when the body was found.
He kind of starts, thumbing through his notes and looks through and says, well, according to her statement, she's been the assistant here for a while and came in this morning after taking care of her 6 cubs. And then afterwards, when she came into office, she found him dead.
When did she come into the office?
It looks like about 6 a.m. this morning.
All right. How long are you, when is the estimated time of death?
We don't have the information yet. We don't have a medical coroner here, so can't give you that information.
Who is the medical coroner assigned to this case or this region?
He kind of eyes you up and down a little bit and is like,
I need to be able to know where the body is being processed so the family can pay their last respects.
Again, he kind of looks over to a supervisor. The supervisor just kind of shrugs and says like, okay, well, medical coroner to be here in about an hour or so, maybe sooner than that. All bodies are processed there at in the capital, so you can go to the capital and ask them. They'll tell you what you need to know.
All right, and then let's see.
Pan wants to know, can you ask if you have any known enemies or beef? I'm gonna go to Dave in just a moment. That's Dave, what you're doing.
I'll go and look at who else is investigating the crime scene. Try to find, we know everybody in the room right now, but maybe there's people outside.
As you look around outside, you kind of see some other onlookers, but they all seem to be fairly timid. They're all kind of hiding behind glasses and glass doors, as they're kind of looking, just seeing this this crime scene kind of evolve or so. There doesn't seem to be anybody in particular that is making your spidey sense go off or so. Just a lot of concerned onlookers who are looking your way right now.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I would, yeah, I'll go ask the investigators. Do you have any leads as to who might have done this?
He looks over and he's like, honestly, it's probably another one of one of the Tiefling folks. These guys have been fighting with each other for a while, so I'd probably say
Probably who?
probably one of some more of these Tieflings, other Tieflings that they've been fighting with. There's been a lot of attacks lately, and quite honestly, it's it's what they do. They always fight with each other, so more than likely, it's one of them.
so, can I ask?
I want to go and just investigate around for clues because they might not be.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, Mikage.
I want them to confirm that they've done an initial search of the room, and I want them to provide any personal effects that they may have, or at least if they can't provide me the effects, then provide me a list of the effects that they have found. And I want to talk to the Tabaxi next.
Okay, all right. Dave, as you're going about it, go ahead and give me an investigation roll too. Oh, check that out. Hello. Oh, a 0 and then a 21. That's amazing. Okay. Where's Doctor? Best PI. You sort of feel around his desk. You feel a certain... It looks like it's like a secret panel underneath. As you start, your hand starts searching around the desk. You notice a little like hidden button, and as you push it open, this drawer pops out like with a kind of a pneumatic mechanism, and as it does so, you look inside and you find a sending stone on the inside there. Okay. And so, Mikage, as you repeat your question for me again one more time, please.
So, no, go on, Sean.
I was just gonna clarify. Sending stone is for sending messages, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So my question is, I want to interrogate the guards for what they have found at this point, and if they can provide it to us, being that the daughter of the deceased is here and grieving and would like to have her father's things. If they can't provide it, if there's like a chain of custody thing, that it doesn't sound like these guys care. But at the very least, get a list of the thing or what they've noticed or what their notes are and what they've found. And the last thing I want to do is go talk to the Tabaxi, who is crying in the corner.
The guards kind of look at each other again, and it's just kind of a shrug. And they say, sorry, miss, you can't take anything. This is a crime scene. I know you want to take any personal effects or something like that, but we need everything here for research. So we're going to have to ask you guys to leave pretty soon. Okay? I know we're trying to respect his daughter, but we're going to, you guys have to get out of here. Okay?
Then at the very least, I would like to have a list of the effects we can for one that you have the chain of custody so they can get back once you're finished processing.
Listen, lady, I get paid minimum wage. Just take it up with the office. They'll have everything there, okay? So you can deal with it then.
Can I have a name?
Yeah, Bob.
Can I?
Bob, go talk to Bob.
Okay, Bob what?
Bob. He kind of just hand waves you away.
Bob.
Bob, blah, blah,
Okay. Can I have his name and ID? Because apparently Mikage's dealt with police before.
He's kind of rolling his eyes back. He's like, oh, God, lady, I'm just... There is no Bob. Just go talk to the office. I don't know what his name is. It's just go talk to the guy at the office. And he kind of he gets frustrated. You see him kind of walk away.
Is there?
Did I get to see his cop number on him?
You did see his cop number.
Okay, can I? You need to provide me one, or do I?
Yeah. I'll give it to you later. I'll give you a cop number later. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Ori, you've been. I know you had a little technical difficulties. Go ahead. Do you have any thoughts on anything going on?
I'm wondering, like, because no one's really paying attention to me, is there anything else I see that I kind of want to take? Because she's still a little bit, in shock. She's much closer to her father than her mother. So.
You see, he does have a pair of glasses that you always would see him wear. They've fallen, unfortunately, they've broken in the scuffle. So they're on the floor, so you could pick them up if you want. But most of the other things, other items in the room have been broken or tossed aside or something like that. Okay.
I'll take those.
Okay. And Mikage, I wrote the cop ID for you, D112733 in the chat. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. At this point, the cops are kind of they're turning over the room. They're trying to piece things together, but they are trying to shoo you out at this point. They're trying to kind of hurry you out of the room and get you going.
I take the sending stone with me.
Okay. You have the sending stone. Put it in your loincloth.
Sure.
Yeah. I like the Pan got my blah 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 joke, right? Okay. Anything else you want to do in here? Anything else you want to do in here before you get escorted out?
I think I can talk now.
Oh,
Yeah,
there we
I
go.
love me some Arrested Development.
Yeah.
He's back. Love it.
Worst lawyer ever. No, I think that's it for me.
Ori does not want to look at her father's body anymore and is just kind of like, whatever.
Okay.
So as we go out, I'll put my wing over to kind of block the messy vision. Not that she hasn't gotten a good eyeful of it already, but
Appreciate it.
Okay. So y'all are now wanting to leave the office, is that right? Yeah, okay.
we're
Police-
not going to fight with the guard or the cops over this, so.
Okay.
I was wondering if there's a way for me to. I mean, I could talk through the sending stone, I guess, to have a conversation. I don't know how a sending stone really works.
You'd be talking to my mother.
If she's the one who has the one to that sending stone.
Right.
He might have two.
That's true.
Do you know? Okay.
Could be like, hey, this is blah 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 or something.
This is Bob. We might want to tell your sister what happened so she can get help.
Would he keep the sending stone for his? I was just thinking like it's in a secret compartment. So would it be for your mom or would
I
it be
doubt
for...
it.
We
For
don't
someone
know.
else.
But I think we might not want to show like project our voices. Ori can make like sounds with her thaumaturgy. So we can always, probably not in public, but kind of send a sound to see just who replies.
Can you not imitate your dad's voice? Or can you like, this is Corpal or whatever?
I can't.
Oh,
I can imitate her dad's voice because I've heard him speak and I have acting.
okay.
All right.
So my feat
we-
actor.
No, go ahead.
So when you're trying to pass yourself as a different person, you can mimic the speech of another person or the sounds made by other creatures that you have heard for
Yeah,
at
'cause-
least 1 minute.
maybe want to do it before news of his death gets out. Like, if the person who killed him was the person on the other end, then it's not going to matter anyways, right? They're not going to reply. But anyways.
But you can throw them off. Be like, what are you talking about? I'm perfectly alive. That was my doppelganger that got killed.
I'm in the hospital. You failed.
But I brought this with me.
Maybe before we leave, we should investigate the desk a little bit more, see if there's anything else. Because there's one secret compartment, maybe there's another.
Can we distract the guards? Pretend I'm having like a seizure or something.
I mean,
I can.
Like, give me one moment, because I don't think they're being super forceful. They're just like, all right, come on. I was like, we could just be like, one moment.
I was gonna say, as the grieving daughter, I can always just start yelling, about their horrible incompetence, and frankly racist tendencies, while Dave goes through the desk some more.
Okay, so is that what y'all want to do?
Yeah, I'll start yelling. I'm gonna yell a little bit.
As you start yelling, they immediately turn to look at you, and they start to. A few of them rush over. It's like, Miss, please, just calm down. Several of them you've distracted. You've gotten their attention. They are busy right now trying to, thank you for rolling that, Dave, by the way. They're busy trying to assuage you and calm you down. This buys Dave just a moment to sneak back in and look around the desk. As you're searching for this, you're feeling any other spots, but there don't seem to be any other like secret compartments or anything like that. For the most part, you seem to have fetched all the items that are of interest to you guys so far.
Okay.
Anything else?
How's the tabaxi look?
Her makeup is smeared. She's rocking back and forth. You can see some other cops just trying to console her, and try to help her calm down as well too.
Your sister may know her name if she's been working for the your dad for a while, and we can talk to her later.
Probably.
Once she's.
Yeah.
Because I don't think the cops are going to let us near her. I tried that.
We'll talk to her later.
Okay.
So are we heading back to your sister to let her know to get the hell out of Dodge with your mom?
Yeah, probably. I mean, what I could do is if y'all have a, like, short side trip to go on, something to restock on, I know that she's gonna probably want to be not in the public eye for this, so I'll be taking her to the side to a, place with a door in between her and everyone else. We don't just want to tell news of a parent's death in the open of her own company.
I can always restock on stuff.
I also might. Kenneth, are there any, like, I guess I would know if it was my town, but are there any, like, magical bookshops close that I can duck into?
Not necessarily magical bookshops. Obviously there are bookshops all around. There are some closer to where when you're studying with the Lich, but it's a bit of a distance to go to.
Okay.
So it'd be hard to do so in this particular day at this point.
That's
right?
fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Ori's formulating a short plan.
Okay. Dave and Pan, what are you guys thinking? You've got a couple of clues. You've got an itinerary. So just to kind of lay it out again, you've got an itinerary of 4 things that happened. You've also got, what else did I say? Okay, you've got an itinerary of things. You've got the sending stone, and then you've also got and a personal diary that that Ori has in her possession. And to lay it out again, so the itinerary has a meeting with the contractors, a meeting with the Cerberus Country Club, a daily chat with his wife, Velmaya by Sending Stone, and then finally dinner with Lucius, and that all happened yesterday. Okay, and then the personal diary had items that that he was happy about getting the upper hand on this on Umok Thrall. He's concerned about these other tieflings, and a particular zealous one with Zemaya, and he's also worried about his son Lucius.
I mean, do we have a lot of time? Are we like doing separate things? Like it's like everyone kind of doing their own thing right now. And if that's the case, do I have enough time to like go visit the contractor type of thing, or is it like a short break?
Well, I thought the contractor thing had already passed.
Yeah, but just like to go talk to them.
Okay.
We'll go check it out.
Uh,
Or like ask if there is like, where is this contractor? What do they do? Whatever, like some cursory investigation. But like I'm trying to still like, if we don't have enough time to do that while everyone is doing their thing, then I can just do push-ups or some shit.
Well, if we're going to the shop, maybe the shopkeeper has some information or about the general, because whatever the big companies are, I'm sure a majority of the town is aware of them and whatnot, and may have some general like background info on these particular companies. And then that way Ori can come meet us up as soon as she's done with her sister.
Yeah, I'm good with either one. I was just trying to gauge how much time we had.
Now, you'll have some time.
Right.
So I guess given right now, it seems like the three of you, with Mikage, Dave, and Pan, y'all can do some investigation. And Ori, sounds like you want to go talk to your sister and kind of break the news to her, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, all right. We'll start off, I guess, with Pan, Dave, and Mikage first. So where would y'all like to go?
I don't remember what was in the personal diary again.
In the personal diary, he writes there's 3 items. One of them that he's expressing glee over getting the upper hand on an individual by the name of Umok Thrall. He says that Umok has been cheating at this for some time now, so it's good to finally get the upper hand on him. Second item is that he's concerned about these attacks with other high-profile tieflings that have been happening. And he's worried about a particular zealous one by the name of Zemaya, who's causing a lot of flame with the other tiefling groups. And he's wanting to talk to his country club about her. And then finally, the last one is that he's worried about Lucius, that he's becoming more fascist and authoritarian.
Okay, well, country club comes up twice in the itinerary and the...
Yeah, I guess country club would be a good place to start because it sounds like they already have a handle on who these people are. I don't know where else we would go to find people who know them.
Yeah, I think country club too. We could even ask about the contractor and stuff there, right? Like,
All right, so we're going to the country club then.
Okay, all right.
We'll use Ori's name if we have to.
Yep.
Okay, well, in this case, I will remove Ori from the picture from here. Okay. As you enter into the Cerebus Country Club, it is a smoke-filled lounge, lots of decadent chairs, and set about several opulently dressed tieflings sitting about smoking cigars and drinking fine wines and Chardonnays and that type of thing. They see you enter the club, and there's a bit of a pause. Everybody who's been talking kind of quiets, but as they see you enter, it gets down to a whisper as everybody kind of stares over and looks towards your general direction.
Can we roll perception?
You could, but just tell me what you wanted to do. Well, like, what are you trying to do?
I'm going to go talk to the barkeep and just kind of get an idea of who's in here and what's going on. Or where the usual people hang out.
The barkeep is a tiefling, and you see him cleaning a couple glasses. He looks over your way and he says, what are you looking for? Who are you trying to talk to?
So I'm going to speak in Infernal, and I'm going to keep it polite, but not like overly formal. Uh, but I want to ask about.
It's like the cutest infernal I've ever heard. It's amazing. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, she's meowing at my cat. But anyway, I want to know who Uma Thrall is, and if they're here. Umak Thrall, if they're here.
I'll write a couple names for you guys too. Umok, Thrall, and then Zamaya is the other one. Okay. He lets you know there's no Umok Thrall here. If anything, he's really a lot of people hate Umok Thrall, so you would not expect to find him here. In fact, you'd probably have to kick out a couple patrons for getting into fights with him. So he is not anywhere around here.
Okay. Can I ask where he usually hangs out? And also after that, I want to ask about Samaya and if she's here or she's another person that still stays well clear of the country club.
He looks at you and says, I shouldn't even be talking to you right now. Umok, he's in charge of the Bog Troop finance group, and that's all I can say for you. I mean, you'll find more information if you want, but I think I've done enough talking, as more of the other tieflings are kind of looking towards your general direction right now.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is just order a strong drink and pay him with a good tip.
Okay. He kind of smiles. He thanks you for the tip, but then as he takes the tip from you, he kind of gestures with his eyes. He kind of points you in that direction, kind of looks towards a silver-haired, red-skinned tiefling. And he kind of just looks over there and says, looking at that person. And then the red-skinned tiefling kind of nods in acknowledgement, and then the bartender just kind of returns and goes back to doing whatever he was doing from before.
Sounds good. So I'm going to go over to rejoin Dave and Pan and just kind of fill them in on at least Uma and where the reason he's not here. And then, but I'm going to look over at the silver-haired tiefling and just kind of raise a glass.
The tiefling kind of raises his glass as well, and then just kind of sits back quietly. But he acknowledges you, and then a lot of the other tieflings, they kind of turn their attention, and they would kind of return back to what they were talking about.
Then, if that's the case, is the bartender the only person I can order a drink from or for?
Yes, he's the only bartender on service.
Okay. So I go back up and I ask for 3 more drinks.
Okay. He serves you 3 drinks, and there you go.
All right. I want to give one to Dave, one to Pan, and then I want to hand one to the silver-haired gentleman as I sit across from him. Since he acknowledged me, I'm going to return the acknowledgement.
He thanks you for the drink. He looks over to you. What do I owe you the pleasure of this company? Who are you 3 good people?
So.
Oh, Dave, go ahead.
Yeah.
We're looking to gain entrance to the country club.
Patrons.
We're just travelers. We've been hired to help out many people. Who might you be?
My name is Vesuvio. I am, one of the many members of this club, and I am always interested in new, interesting people.
Well, we've been traveling for quite some time. We have, and I'm going to mention that we have been doing some work for Ori's company, and we are trying to see. Obviously, there's a lot going on in this town. If there has there's any additional work or information we can gather.
The moment you mention Ori's company or dad's company, like he lights up. He's like, "Oh, you're talking about my friend Akamenos. Oh, he and I are very close
From
friends.
from Orkman Sachs.
From Orkman Sachs. Yes, he and I have been friends for many years. How is he?"
We have not seen him today.
Oh,
So we are planning to meet up with his daughter later. But we are, like I said, looking for additional work. We hear that um, here is good connections. Um, could you elaborate on how you know Orcamentos?
Alcamenos and I have been good friends for many years. I've known his family for quite some time, and so uh, we're always in good company with them. I know that he's been quite distracted lately, of course, with his daughter being gone for quite some time. You know, I don't blame him, but his daughter was a bit of a trouble seeker, if you may. But it's fine. What daughter isn't? You know, always makes look how great my hair is, of course, from all my daughters or so. So it's what happens. But yeah, I've known Akamenos for quite some time, so he and I are good business buddies. We've done business dealings here and there. He scratches my back, I scratches his back. You know, it's how it's why we all belong to this country club. So,
So are you dealing with the mining work as well?
oh, I wish I had a piece of that deal. Akamenos snuck that away from that bloody orc, Umok Thrall. I did kind of overhear you mentioning him, and of course the bartender would not tell you, but he also failed to tell you that Umok has been muscling out our people for quite some time. So to hear that Akamenos was able to steal that deal from him, well, even though I wasn't a part of it, it made me quite happy. Though I'm sure Umok and his, let's call them thugs, are not too happy about that at all.
So there must be a big rivalry with him and many of the Tiefling clans here, correct?
Rivalry is too light of a word. It's almost like outright war, if you want to call it that. All of us have had our own little encounters with him from time to time. His men come in, or his men, we call them men, his thugs come and attack our people go and attack him. It's a bit unfortunate, but we kind of, it's the cost of doing business over here in Cyan. It's just what happens.
Have these attacks led to deaths in the past?
There have been injuries, to say the least. Most of them haven't led to much death. Close to death, I will say. A couple of us here were pretty near getting killed, but everybody made it out okay, This is just the way we do business here in Cyan, of course. However, this deal with Akamenos, I mean, this is the biggest one out of all of us. So I am very jealous, and I hope that he might cut me in on this too, so I'll have to go and talk to my friend later.
Where is the, obviously, he's mentioned to you where it is. We're supposed to help him on the job later, but being that his daughter has run late, can you point us in the right direction? We may have to go meet him and his daughter there at a later point.
Go to where, dear? I'm sorry, what do you mean? Meeting his daughter where at?
At the mine.
Oh, at the mine. You'll want to talk to the Harrington group. That's the one that usually does a contract work for us. I mean, that's who Akamenos at least is hiring out to do this one. They're outside of town, and then he kind of gives you a sketch, gives you directions to where to go.
Is that close to where Dave's clan is?
It is not. No, it's kind of a distance away. Dave's clan is kind of more outbound. So.
Okay. And it's not near my hometown, right?
No, correct.
Okay. Making sure. The other thing I want to ask is about Zamaya. I hear that she's been giving Orcamenos a hard time.
She's been giving all of us a hard time, quite frankly. She's one of those zealous ones, who's zealot to I wouldn't call her a religious nut or anything like that, but it feels like that's what it is. Like she's got some type of vendetta against us. In fact, she's been making threats against all of us over here in the country club, saying that we're sellouts and protecting the very people who are persecuting us. It's not that way at all. She doesn't know. We provide jobs. We provide money and we feed families, other tiefling families here. So how could she go and make all this nonsense and noise about saying that she is, that we're sellouts? In fact, she's the one who's been threatening us lately, so who knows? Someone should take care of her.
With all the things that have been going on, she may have her thumb on the pulse with the rogue tiefling that has been doing the attacks. We may want to reach out to her. If you can give us a general idea of where she is, we would be much obliged.
You'll find her at the You'll usually find her at the Hall of Asmodeus. It's this tavern. It's geared for more tieflings or so. She likes to sit on her soapbox and preach and just, be a street preacher basically, and just prophesize about the end of times or something like that. Don't listen to her. She's a nut. Okay. If anything, you should stay away from her, or I will pay good money if you take care of her for me. So either one, let me know. Right? It'll make everybody really happy. Either way it goes.
Well, if she disappears, we may come visit you again. But in the meantime, it's just good to know where our friends and foes may lie.
Of course.
But thank you for the tips. Is there anything I can tell from him? It looks like he's telling the truth, or...
I was wondering, so we mentioned that we're going to meet up with Ori's dad.
I said Ori. Maybe meet up with her dad and her at the mine.
Oh, okay. So we can't bring up the fact that her dad was murdered?
I wouldn't at this point.
Yeah,
because we're trying to get information. I mean, we could... Unless Ori comes in right now and, talks to us, and then we can... But I was trying to make sure, because I wanted to see, first and foremost, what his reaction was if we were talking about her dad as if he was alive.
Yeah, he could just be a cool customer.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah. Well, we could probably find information about it. I think, yeah.
I mean, since we're here, is there anything else y'all want to ask him?
Not really. Seems like you covered most of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So...
I was curious. How did you know? What was Ori's dad's name?
Akamenos.
Akamenos.
Thank you.
Yeah. How do you know him? Is he just a business partner?
He's been a business partner for quite some time. Yes, we've done business deals here and there. I mean, we joined the country club about the same time or so. And that's really when I got to know him and his family. Yeah.
Okay. And by business, are you also a lawyer?
No, I'm not a lawyer. I don't have the balls for that one, or the patience, quite frankly. That's better left for us other people. I'm here just to make money.
What do you do?
We have our own set of, we have like some carpentry, we've built a couple houses here and there. We've also got some dealings in some real estate, just a bit, just throughout Cyan or so. So it's a mix of these things. So.
Okay.
He's a business man.
He comes from money. He buys places that have good business. He lets them make money for him, and then he invests in other things that can make him money, like mining rights.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone happens to disappear from the other side, he makes more money.
Cyan. What a not corrupt place.
So...
Anything else for you guys on this? Do you want to talk to him some more, or stay in the... Otherwise, I'm going to cut to Ori in just a moment.
No, I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay. let me cut over to Ori then. So at this point, Ori, I guess tell us what are your thoughts as you're about to talk to your sister.
Ori's still kind of, there's a lot going on in her head because her dad was helping and then he was the mole and now he's dead, so there's a lot going on in her brain. And I guess I don't want to just tell everyone her thoughts, but she will likely attempt to sneak out during their next long rest and see, she was essentially learned all of her sorcery from a lich who was fighting out in part of the, rich people's burb houses. So she might return, see if she can find any books. She never got to the true necromancy with her time with the lich, but she might attempt something and it may or may not go horribly wrong because she's not good at it. She hasn't ever tried it before, but we don't know. She's contemplating all of these things. She does not handle this shit well.
Okay. At this point, you're standing in front of the law office with where your sister is. And I guess all these thoughts are running through your mind about what you're going to say, what's going to happen. You see inside, the doors are closed, but for the most part, it seems pretty mundane. So I guess it's up to you how you want to go about this.
I would really like to go in, just kind of take her hand, lead her to probably her private office, close the doors. Riet is very no BS. So I'm just gonna say, we went to check on Dad and he's been murdered.
As the words leave your lips, you see Rieta kind of pause for a moment, just kind of stare at you, and then there's a little glistening in her eye as you see tears start to well up. And she looks at you and she's like, Ori, are you serious? Tell me you're kidding. This is not a funny joke, Ori.
I wish I was. And if not for the shock of it all, I'd be doing exactly what you are. I saw it with my own eyes, and I highly recommend you leave tonight or tomorrow morning.
She leans on the table, and you just see her breathe out this really heavy sigh. Like her hair just kind of falls in front of her face. And you see her just all this pain well up inside her. And she almost screams. And yet doesn't say a word. It's just silent. But you can see it just almost reverberating in the entire room.
I'll give her a hug.
Yeah. She hugs you.
And say, don't tell anyone anything. It's not public knowledge. I don't want you getting into anything, so keep it quiet.
She sniffs, takes her hair, pulls it back, ties it up again, being professional as she is, breathes a really deep breath again, and just what is Mom gonna think? Oh my God, this will break her. This is... She is just exasperated. I'm getting my husband. I'm going to find Lucius. If you find Lucius first, go talk to him. But I'm going to get my husband. I'm going to get all these things in order. We're getting out of here. Okay? Ori, I'm happy to see you, but this is...
not great circumstances
This
in
is
which to save me.
This is the worst nightmare. Do you know who did it? Do you know who killed Dad?
We don't know yet. We talked to some police, but I will, I guess, keep you updated with what we learn.
Are there any leads at least? Do the cops have anything?
I don't believe so. Is that right? Or it was pretty, freaked out at that time. No leads as far as I know, but you know me, I'm not one to let myself not have information, so I'm gonna find out.
She almost facepalms like these fucking incompetent cops. Oh my god.
Exactly what I screamed at them.
It's one thing that they're incompetent, but it's another that they turn a blind eye to crime that happens against fellow tieflings as well, too. So, we've got to get the hell out of this country. Okay, I'm going. Ori, I'm sorry. I'll do as you request. I'm getting out of here. She starts getting her things, and she starts getting ready to go. Okay? All right. Do you have anything else to say to her, Ori? Or you want to rejoin the others?
I'm just gonna rejoin the others. I mean, not much else to say.
Okay. All right. Okay. You've regrouped now. Kind of your decision. Where do you guys want to go next? I think you guys have been taking some notes, but what do you guys think?
What was the Hamilton?
The Harrington group.
Harrington group. That's my.
That's your vote? Okay.
I mean, that's what I think of. I came outside to mess with my sprinkler, so I don't have the notes in front of me.
Okay.
So the Harrington group is the mining group. While I do want to go see them, I'm wondering if maybe we should stop by the village first and then come back and swing in. But I think we need to get some goods before we go. Maybe we can hit up the Zealot on the way out. They gave a specific spot. But
I was almost gonna say, I'm not even that worried about the mining stuff because it is very much more Ori thinks it's more likely that he was a target of anti-tiefling stuff or a target of the rebels, essentially, for
Yeah, it's very possible. That was another thing I was thinking. There's just so many things that could be, and it could be Harrington is also a red herring. But it just depends. Like Umak is part of the Harrington thing because that's what he tried to be part of, and obviously Akamenos, got it out from under him. There is also a question about your brother Lucius. Do we need to get him out? But he's a fascist, so
I want him out, but I'm going to direct him in a different direction than the rest of my family. But I want to know, the hell has he been up to? Because that's not the kind of person that I grew up with. So I want to know, now I'm suspicious of everyone.
Trust no one.
Yeah, I want to know, what is he doing? Because I have a feeling he's not going to leave.
Dave?
I think that there's, I don't know, the friend might also be just, I have a feeling like he might have done it as well. But I've got no reason. I've got nothing to back that up. I'm okay with going to see Ori's fascist brother.
So we can see the brother and then hit up the Bureau of Information after that.
Okay.
because we need to see if we can get a cause of death, because I think that's part of, they said the capital and I think the bureau and all that are kind of intertwined.
Okay.
So upsetting. Lucius was the one that was closest to Ori growing up. Now he's a fascist. Ori hates that.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like you're going to the you're going to go find your brother first. Is that right, or did I miss something?
I think so.
Okay, and y'all are not going to the Harrington group, right?
At the moment.
At the moment, right? Okay, all right, cool. Okay,
I'll be right back.
okay, sounds good. Do you guys? We've been on for about 2 hours. Do you guys want to take a quick 5 minute? Is everybody good with that, or do you want to?
What is it? 10.
How's everybody feeling on time right now? By the way, just
I'm good. It doesn't matter to me because I already took my break to move my sprinkler. So
You're just super proactive, Sama. That's what it is.
I mean, saying it was Rachel's time to talk, so I was like, it's a good time for me to just listen on my phone.
I mean, I'm back in my apartment. My internet hasn't been working anywhere in this building, so just hanging out.
Okay, all right.
I can go to bed the second we finish, so
Okay, all right.
whatever y'all want.
And how's everybody on time too? Normally we cut off about we started earlier this time too, but I obviously still want to respect everyone's time. So
I'm good, so it doesn't matter.
Put a cutoff at about 11 or so. So we'll see where we go.
Fine.
How's that sound? About 11 or so. Give everybody time to get ready for me. Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's right.
So let's do that then.
Jackson, I ain't get back. Back off, Jackson.
Okay. So do y'all have any thoughts on what's going on?
Yeah. Sentiment echoed.
I mean, we still don't know why he maybe betraying the Tieflings. So there's a lot to him we don't know yet. Yeah, because he seems like he's wrapped up in a lot of stuff. Make enemies.
But I feel like he was with the rebels for a while. So how did he have time for all of that?
Oh, and we still have the stone to look into as well.
Yeah, and I would like to do that before the news spreads.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's a way we can trace the is there a way we can trace the sending stone?
You can
The guy with the shop, maybe the dude with
I was
the
about to
shop.
say, is he anywhere near?
You can certainly try. You have your golden spectacles to try and reach out to him, but his shop kind of magically appears in different places. So you may be close, you may be far, or he may spawn somewhere nearby too. So you never know where he's going to be headed.
Let's see where he is.
I will pull out the
I thought
spectacles.
Bodhi. I thought that guy was Bodhi.
It's Hal Hijiru.
How?
Oh, okay.
Bodhi's the
No. I know that Bodhi ended up being super evil, but I thought he also ran the shop. I guess I don't know why I got them confused. I'm not, but yeah, let's go see Hal. See if he can. Yeah, he has anything for us.
Okay, all right.
If he's around.
You put on your golden spectacles, and you hear a little twinkling or so. You do see a beam of light. However, it is many, many miles away. Seems like it's quite a distance. You can still go to him, but it's just going to take up a good portion of your day, if you'd like.
Nah, we'll just YOLO it.
So is her
Without
brother
him.
near the light?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Is her brother near the light? Like, is it close
No,
to the garden?
it's far away. Everything right now within the city is, you can travel there. I mean, you can take multiple trips. Imagine it like a little small town or a small big town, something like that, where you can travel to a lot of the points of interest here within the day. Going outside of it, like if you were to go to your village, that would be a while's walk. Going to where Dave's is a while's walk. It seems like where Hal is kind of the same thing. It'll take you a while to get there. So if you go there, I mean, there's not much else you can be doing all day.
I don't think it's worth it.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. So, are we gonna try and use the stone now?
I guess so. What's our plan here with
I was
using
gonna
it?
say I could use my thaumaturgy to make just a noise, just to see like who answers, regardless of like
I
whether
mean,
we want them to think Akmenos is alive or not.
I mean,
Uh,
Mikage can act like him, right?
can sound like him, but I don't know if we want to reveal any hand either way yet. I kind of just want to make a noise and just see who responds.
We could come up with some ridiculous code. I've been watching season 3 of Stranger Things. You know, when they're like the gray dove, whatever, whatever. You could just say
I haven't
something
watched season
stupid.
3 yet.
I just started it because we were sent that meme.
Okay, so what are y'all
So
thinking?
like,
Go ahead.
you know, shrill beeping. That's something that would get someone's attention, but not necessarily like make them really suspicious of anything.
Your extended warranty has expired.
Data
This is
for the month.
final warning call. Yeah.
Your month's
Um,
data is up.
No, we want them to stay on the line. Like if they hear a sound, and what are they gonna do? Like,
Like pick it up and be like, "Hello? Anyone? Meadows? Anyone there?" And we'll just see if we recognize the voice. And if
Well,
not, we'll have Mikage like
If we just activate it, doesn't it ring on the other end? Or do we have to speak in it to?
Yeah, is it like a walkie-talkie or is it like a phone?
I don't know. DM. Ow!
It's like a walkie-talkie. So you imagine, like you basically just like beep it, and then you're able to
You
communicate
start
with the other
talking.
person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the beep comes pre-built in.
Pretty much comes built in. Yeah, you don't have to like, yeah. You just pick it up, you start, saying your message, and then message goes out directly to that item.
So we'll have to like make a noise if we don't want to actually talk. But I was gonna say, if we recognize the voice, we don't have to give away that someone who is not Akmenos has the sending stone. But if it's someone we don't recognize, then Mikage can use his voice to kind of have a conversation.
Let's activate it and see who it answers. If no one answers, then we can try talking into it.
okay, yeah, let's activate it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
Shrill
who's holding the
beeping.
stone? I think, Dave, you're the one who found it, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Just
Okay.
give it to Megan.
So I'll activate it.
Okay. As you activate the sending stone, there's a brief moment where you can see a picture, kind of in your mind, very clearly, of an older tiefling woman. Just for a brief moment, and then afterwards, there's a little bit of a spits, like something just kind of like you feel the interference, and all of a sudden something just cuts out.
Do I notice any? I mean, I tell everyone about this.
Can we see who it was in the picture? Like, do we recognize the person, the older person?
Well, Dave, you're the one holding the stone, and in this case,
Yeah,
you do not.
I guess I'll describe the older person to see if it's Ori's mom.
Or Nana?
As you give the description, it does sound a lot like Ori's mom.
Okay.
So why don't we hand the stone to Ori, let her try to reactivate it. If the image comes up again, she can confirm or not. But if not, we'll hold on to it until we get to what's his name?
I mean,
Lucia.
maybe she was seeing a picture of me, and she was like, "Oh, this isn't,
Telemarketer.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try to activate it.
As you hold on and you activate the sending stone, you hold on to it, and for a brief moment, a glimpse, Ori, you see an image of your mother. It's a sense of warmness or so. But then, just as quickly as you see it, there's this static that you feel in the stone. You feel like it just kind of cuts out. Like something just immediately just cuts that connection off right off at the bat.
So it is my mom, but something is wrong with the signal, or something's blocking the signal, so
Correct.
no luck today.
We are 0 for 0. Or 0 for 1. Not in our favor.
Yeah. Well, let's table the stone and come back to it at some point in time.
Okay. So where would you like to go now? Go talk to Lucius, is I think what you guys said.
Yep.
You've got the Lucius. You've already went to the country club. Lucius. Okay. All right. You make your way towards the military hall. I'm going to activate here.
Oh wait, he
Oh.
was gonna ask the country club about the high-profile tiefling attacks, which I don't think we asked anybody there about. But
Do you want to do that first, or sorry, everybody sent you there, but
uh, do we want? Yeah, we should probably ask if we're still there. I don't know. We can go back and just say, oh, by the way, we forgot. We'll try to find the same guy who seems to be giving us information.
okay.
Yeah, there's been some high-profile tiefling attacks. Can you tell us anything about that?
He kind of crosses his arms and he just kind of shakes his head. He's like, oh, "It's been a true tragedy. We have many of our fellow brothers here who have lost their lives. We've had quite a few of the partners here, quite frankly, the members, I should say, who have been assassinated. Fortunately, the city, the police don't want to do anything. They think it's all internal strife, and quite frankly, they don't have the political capital to want to do anything about it. So it's been unfortunate. We've already lost 3 or 4 good people or so. So it's been...
Do you know who's doing it?
I wish we knew. Honestly, I wish we knew. I don't have an answer for you. It just seems like... It just seems like these people are coming out of the shadows. I can't even tell. We've increased security. The men who died, the first one, I mean, we didn't even see it coming. He was one of my brothers. And, I mean, I had known him since, he was one of the early members of the club. Then the next 2, I mean, after they had beefed up security, it seemed like, again, I don't know how they slipped past. So everybody right now is on edge. We're all sitting on edge right now of like what's going on with these attacks. So I can't. I wish I had an answer for you, young lad, but unfortunately, at this time right now, tiefling nobility or richness, it doesn't quite matter. It doesn't matter how rich you are. If you're a tiefling, I think you've got a target on your back.
Okay. Well, that is all we needed to ask. All right. Thanks for all your help. Does anybody else have anything to ask?
No? Okay.
No.
All right. Would you guys like to go to the military hall now?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
Law and order?
Yeah.
In the criminal justice system,
no.
sexually based offense.
That's too much slang. Okay. All right, here we go. You enter into the military hall. You find several knights. You find several armed guardsmen. They're all going about doing their business. However, Lucius is pretty easy to spot out. He is the one tiefling dressed up in military gear. He's busy sitting at the table having a meal right now. Sitting on his own. Oh, can't hear you. Rachel, go ahead.
I'm gonna go right up to him.
Okay. As you approach him, he sees you coming. Initially, his head is down, but the moment he sees you, he gets up and he just rushes over and just gives you a big hug. He is ecstatic. He's elated that he's seen you. Just holds you tight and is like, oh my God, Ori, it has been ages since I've seen you, sister. Where have you been? What are you doing here?
While I'm hugging him, I'm gonna ignore his questions and ask, what the hell are you doing here?
I mean, what the hell? What do you mean what I'm doing here? I'm fighting the good fight. What are you talking about?
We are all tieflings and we are all dying now. You should know that. We all have targets on our backs, including you. Why would you try to put yourself in danger like this?
Danger, Ori. I mean, you're exaggerating. You're overestimating things. I'm in the safest place possible. The government right now, we're trying to help out. It's our brothers and sisters that are fighting with each other right now that is causing all this chaos. Everybody just needs to listen, follow the orders. This will be fine, okay? I mean, we just...
Lucius, Dad is dead.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Dad is dead. And it is no longer safe for you to be here. And whatever ideals they have given you, that you have currently, however that happened, it's no longer relevant.
Whoa, slow down. This is impossible.
He was murdered in his office. We were there today. I am still in shock. So I need you to understand this and the severity of the situation.
He starts pacing about. He starts trying to say something, but he can't. And he looks at you like, does Mother know? Does Mom know about this?
I have not gotten a hold of her. So far, it's just Rieta. And I think you need to leave the country. I think we need to go. I've got a plan. We've got a plan. And I look back at the three because I'm talking to him very quietly. We've got a plan, but I think that includes you being safe somewhere else and not being around the people who may turn and stab you in the back or in the front in Dad's case.
These people would never hurt me. This is ridiculous. You've got a plan. You know who did this to him? Like, what happened?
We're working on it. But you know the police, they are not on top of it. I know you're trying, and you're knights, you're military, you're better than the police, but if they can do this to Dad, they can do this to you.
They wouldn't do this to me. Okay, I'm a high-ranking official. This is ridiculous, Ori. I mean, you go off for months on end, and then you come back here with these people. I don't know who the hell you are, and then all of a sudden you expect me just to believe that all of a sudden and then tell me that Dad's dead, and now you want me to listen to you? No.
So
I'm doing exactly what I need to do. I'm fighting the good fight. We're here. The military will make this right. We will take care of it. We're going to find out who this rogue tiefling lady is who killed everybody. Or you go and tell Mom, okay, or something. Just talk to her. Tell her what's going on. But I can't just leave.
Can I interject?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I walk up and... So if you do not believe your sister, here is the cop's ID who was at your father's murder. If you're an official, you should be able to find out more. Also, do you know who the coroner is? They said his name was Bob.
Bob Loblaw.
Bob, blah, 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 Bob.
He takes your information. He's like, I'll have this investigated. I'll check it out. I'll do my due diligence.
Do your due diligence, but also you need to push the cops to find out what is happening to your people. And with that, she just turns away and just kind of slinks off to the side and waits for Ori to finish up.
I want to call him Chad.
Chad. He takes the information, kind of looks at it, and then it puts, slips into his pocket. You see his tail behind him kind of like whip back and forth as showing visible agitation at it. And then when Pan calls him Chad, he kind of looks and just kind of like frowns, like, I don't even know what that means. He's gonna
Or I just shake her head. Like, listen, Lucius, I obviously don't want you to die, but I can't change your mind if you don't let me change your mind. So when you realize this and shit goes sideways, please get yourself out of the country. Because it will go sideways. You don't have to believe me now, but you'll see later. You will. In the meantime, like, I don't know. Try to stay safe. Watch your back.
Help your people if you can from the inside then.
I'm doing everything I need to do right now. The military is going to make this right. We're going to find this. We're going to stop whoever this... It's probably that crazy lady who attacked the whole entire city before. That's probably who killed Dad. I keep on telling these elders to do something about it and get everybody in line, but...
So, what do you know about the crazy lady who attacked the city? I'm assuming he's talking about Fira.
Yeah, Farah.
Okay.
Fira.
What do y'all know about crazy lady attacking the city?
Well, she's obviously some rogue agent here to cause strife and misery and, make a bad name for us. I mean, who knows? She's probably sent over from one of the rebel side or so. There's this whole side of us that are just... They're causing trouble in all of Cyan. They're in all of Valtier. They're giving, tieflings like us a bad name. Ori, don't you see that? They are causing trouble actively and causing problems for all of us here who are law-abiding citizens. And so she was... Who knows what kind of crazy power she got? She must have gotten it from... I don't know where she got it from. So far, government saying that... go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say you can finish.
Okay. Oh, so far, my superiors are telling me that she's probably got her hand on some type of special magic or so, but it should be fizzling out sometime soon. So we are keeping the watch for her. Okay.
I was going to say there's a lot of context you're not currently aware of. I know you think I've been just fucking around out there adventuring, but we've seen a lot, we've done a lot, and part of it has to do with all of this horrible stuff happening. And it's bigger than just this. It's bigger than just tiefling on tiefling violence. It's bigger than our race. So just know it's dangerous, more so than you think it is.
If that's the case, Ori, then again, I'm in the right spot. I'm doing what I need to do to protect us, to protect you. This thing with Dad, oh, man. I was wondering why he stood me up for dinner last night. I don't know what happened, but I guess that's what it is.
What time were you supposed to have dinner again with him?
It was supposed to be sometime around 8 or so. He said he needed to talk to me about something. I was going to tell him to talk with his friends at the Cerberus group, the Cerberus Country Club, and, get their heads out of their asses and come work with the government. And yet I waited at the restaurant for over an hour, and he never showed up.
I'm gonna turn to one of them because Ori was in shock and not listening. What was the time of death again?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Cool.
Oh, no. They didn't give us the time of death.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So what ended up happening is when the Tabaxi mentioned what time she came in was at 6 a.m., and that's when she found him dead. We were going to go to the coroner or get information from the coroner, but they hadn't arrived yet. It was going to be at least an hour or so before they arrived to give time of death or estimated time of death and all that good information.
Okay.
So, but he got stood up for dinner. We don't know if that's because he was already stabby-stabbied or if he was Side
it's
track.
something else. Yeah. Okay. Good to know. Ah, well, great to see you again, bud.
Go ahead, Dave.
What was he up to for the past few months? We've seen him in many places, and it sounds like he's been doing quite a lot. What has your read been on it?
Talking to Lucius about Akmenos.
Yeah, about Optimus, yeah.
Well, father has basically been, busy. Well, first off, he left right after. He went to go look for you, Ori. So I'm again shocked that you've come here with this insane news. But in the meantime, too, he had a couple deals going on. He had business going on as usual. Something about some mining company or something like that, some big deal that he was excited to share with me. He mentioned a little bit about it before our dinner, so there was that. But for the most part, he's been gone for many months, as far as I know. There hasn't been a word from him. We haven't heard anything from Dad. And so then he showed up recently and was talking about this deal. But he also wanted to talk to me about something else.
So he never specifically talked about something else.
Interesting. Okay.
One more quick question. Who's been handling it? Do you know if he's been handling it through sending stones, or is he been handling it through a go-between here in the city?
The only sending stone he has is between him and Mom. That's the one that he always talks to her about. As for business going on, I mean, he had this mining deal has been going on for quite some time already, I think. So he finally closed on it just recently, and I think that's what he wanted to share some details about.
Okay, good to know.
I mean, it sounds like Umak Thrall is the likely person who killed him.
Possible.
Yeah. We do need to look into this Harrington thing. I think it's going to be a big thing that we need to do. It's determining if that we have to do that immediately or if that's I hope that was him taking out a bug. So do we want to do the Harrington group now and then do Mikage's hometown next time? Or it just depends on how
long it goes.
Yeah.
And I was also going to ask, Ori wants to ask the group, after, obviously, Lucius was not a fan of her, extracurriculars during their school days. So I don't want to ask in front of him, but I'm going to ask about stopping by the Lich's house on the way to the Harrington group.
Mm-hmm. And I want to pick up some more, like, acid or arrows if we can.
Bags of beans.
You gotta make a bean stop.
Beans for all.
Sausages and beans, that's what we do.
We just need rice, and then we've got,
Got a great meal.
a great meal.
And we have sausage. We can do red beans and rice.
I mean, I don't know what else to say to Lucius. He's headstrong. He's not gonna leave like I kind of thought. But now he knows, and when he inevitably finds out, figures it out, changes his mind, I hope he leaves.
Well, at the very least, if shit goes down, he can help us hopefully fight for the greater good. But I have a feeling he's just going to have a target in the meantime. And he knows this. He's going to... But it's not like... At least since he's not on the traditional side, we may not have as much conflict with him because Farah she's bringing forth the reckoning without knowing how uncontrollable it is. So, but he can rally people to fight, hopefully, if we need to.
Because really, she's just being puppeted by what's his name?
She is, but at the end of the day,
Babel?
I mean, it's still her.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, how much pain and destruction does she want to bring on a city? That is her ultimate choice.
Right. It's the dude with the hand who's kind of giving her that extra evil touch.
He's the extra power, but and he is kind of controlling things, but I'm not sure if we'll ultimately be able to save her, and we have to keep that in our back of our mind.
Yeah. I have that feeling as well.
Because even if she doesn't remember she's a mother, she has to realize she's hurting kids.
Well, hurting everyone.
Yeah, but I mean,
including her own people, so.
On a level of evil, the more likely you are going to hurt a kid puts you more in the evil category for me.
Fair. That's very fair.
Pan, what do you think of all this?
I mean, I
right
don't
now?
know what else I have for Lucius.
Okay.
Anyone else have anything?
Pan or Dave? Do you guys have
Later, Chad.
He kind of looks at you again. He's just kind
I
of
have
confused.
been
He's very confused about
thoroughly-
what you're saying. He's like, what?
So my name's not Chad.
It's like, it's not Chad, it's Lucius.
Sure, Chad.
All right.
Okay. So at this point, you've gone to the country club. You've gone to Ori's house. You've gone to the law firm, the military hall. You've got Harrington's office. You've got Umak Thrall. You've also got Zamaya.
Your mom.
And your mom as well. Thank you. Your mom. Ori.
Not sure where she is though.
She said, Rieta said that she should be back sometime. She's off, drinking mimosa. So depending, enough time has gone by, you could potentially go
With
back.
the amount of wine that she drinks, it's very Lucille from Arrested Development of her that she can drink several bottles and feel nothing. Yep. And I do just real quick want to stop by the Lich's place. I'll show everyone how to get in.
Sweet. So we're stopping by the Lich places first, then we're gonna go to your mom, since that's on the way, right?
I think it's on the way. Pretty sure.
Ken?
Yeah, it's gonna be on the way.
Okay. So Lich, mom.
Okay.
Harrington, and Umak Thrall.
Lich, mom, Harrington, Umak Thrall, right? Okay. Okay, you make your way towards the Lich's domain. And I guess, Ori, give us a little bit of background, like what that looks like and, what you're looking for.
So, because she was in hiding, it is in one of the, hypnotically suburban neighborhoods. It looks like kind of the smallest house on the block. Standard brick, not anything flashy. It has a quality that makes your eyes want to slide right over it and look at something else or go do something else. But Ori knows how to get in because that's not really what it looks like. It's not really what it is. It is her disguised, very large, small castle and grounds that she is was hiding herself in. She is dead. So.
Okay. You make your way in. Ori, describe what that looks like. Like, how do you get in? And what are you looking for at the Lich's?
So, let's see what I can come up with. You get in by, there's a standard walkway up to the front door. It makes you really, really not want to walk up to it, puts other thoughts in your minds. Oh, I have to go feed my cat, or whatever. But if you can get to the front door, Ori has, before the Lich was killed, Ori had the kind of her, I don't know if they have genetics that happen in this realm, but she was kind of allowed entry, so she can still open that door, and if they can make it up there, then they can follow her into it. It opens into like it's not a house. It's a like vast castle grounds. There is kind of mazes of various unkempt hedges and trees. You know,
Sorry.
there's oh, you're good. There's the fountain in which Ori accidentally got her powers from, and then there's a very decrepit old castle. And she just wants to see if she can find any books on necromancy. And if there are any books on something having to do with Metaras stones.
Okay. Excuse me. As you search around, you're sifting through the books. I guess roll me two investigation rolls. Well, I'll do 2 investigation rolls
You
for you,
roll
right?
me
Yeah,
two
I
investigation.
just remembered. I'm like, I gotta need to do that for you. Hold on a second. Wait. That's my mouse. Okay, there we go. I will do that for Ori real fast. Okay, so each one will go. First one you got is a 1. Natural.
Great.
So you don't find anything on necromancy. You start looking around. I mean, it's difficult to find things. Of course, everything's been very old. It's been out for a while. However, you do find a book on the Metaras stone. You do find some. So necromancy, that was a dud. But for the Metaras stone, you start looking around and you find a particular book that your lich has always told you to stay away from for as long as can be. Just stay away from this. As you're sifting through her books, you remember, hey, this is something that she's always forbidden me from. And as you pick it up, there's this immediate connection as like there's something in this about the Metaras stone that somehow just, sinks in your mind, right? As you kind of flip through the pages, though, it's written in a very archaic language. It's going to take some time to decipher, but there's a key symbol on there. It's like, this looks very familiar. Like something here. There's important information to be found here. Okay.
I'll put it in my bag.
Okay. So you have that in your bag now. As for the rest of the group, are you, I guess you guys are all inside too, and it is just kind of taking in awe by the fact that you're inside a lich's house.
How do y'all feel about this? Because liches are typically chaotic evil, and she's really more chaotic neutral, or she was before she was killed. Which is doubly cool for Ori, because she was essentially another parent figure that was killed, so that's fun.
All the trauma.
Yeah!
For Mikage is not bothered by it so much. She's seen an assortment of liches in her days, but is not really bothered by them one way or the other. Of course, if she's being attacked, might be a little off-put. But other than that, she's just going to look around for any dragonic information, any connection with her hometown, which I would think she would have some, being a lich, but, we'll see what we can find. Do I roll for...
Yeah, just roll investigation. Dave and Pan, go ahead. Dave?
I'm going to, since my clan was somewhat involved in the blood stuff, which might have been tied to the Metaras stone, I'm going to look around for any clues related to the Lich's involvement with that.
Okay. You go ahead, roll an investigation roll. Mikage, you're searching through the books. Yep. Again, it's all written in a very archaic language. It's hard to determine what's what here. You don't really see much of anything. You do see, however, she does have a map. And on that map, there's a little circle with your village on there. So she has a map that she circled it on. Dave,
I'm good with that.
yeah. Dave, for you, again, you're looking around as well. You're trying to find any type of clues, any references to your clan. You don't see much of anything, quite frankly. However, you pull up a scroll, and on that scroll, you actually see the sigil from, remember that sword that you guys had found? You find a scroll with that sigil on there, actually. Again, there's some markings in it. It's written in a weird language that you can't quite piece together yet, but it does have some notes on there.
Mikage scuttles over there and like looks at it. Whether she should, not that she can read it, it just she's just very interested in it.
When did we find the sword?
This was during when you guys at the auction, and you were grabbing a whole bunch of things and you're throwing it into a bag. And so of the things that you got were, I think, God, what was it? You got
Dave,
you got a pendant. I'm sorry, was I breaking up?
No, Dave is currently carrying it.
Oh, yeah. You have a sword with a sigil on it. It might not be in your inventory. I need to add it to you. You have a sword with a sigil on it that it doesn't make any. You don't know where it's from yet. You got a pendant which Ori is wearing. Is there another sending? You got a pendant, and then also I think you had. There's a couple other items. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up, and I don't remember where they would.
I had documents that I could kind of make out.
Thank you.
And we're bringing them to my brother.
Right. You had some documents with your name and your parents' name on there too. Right. Thank you. Okay. So in this case, the Lich does have some scroll with that sigil on there that you recognize on the sword. Okay.
Okay. I
Open up my bag so that he can put it in there. We'll figure it out.
Well, I'll open up the scroll and just read what's in what, is inside.
Can you read it?
I was saying it was written in kind of an archaic language and cursive, so it's going to take a little time to piece it together. Or you can find somebody who knows this information. Okay.
There's a language that, crazy evil dead liches will know that Ori does not know.
It's one of those
It is
things.
not infernal.
Yep. Pan, how about you? Is there anything you're doing?
No, I'm just browsing around, seeing if there's anything that piques my interest.
I'm just looking I'll look at him and say, just don't touch any liquids. You'll be fine.
Oh, I was going to ask, are there any herbs and things that I can grab?
Pan, go ahead. You roll an investigation check. Let's see if we find anything.
Whether they're good or bad, I'm taking them all.
I was gonna say there's some good, lots of bad. Don't know if they're still alive, but got a whole hedge maze and quote unquote gardens out there.
You look around and you find a sizable amount of red dust in a bag right there.
Hell yeah.
It is a large sum, a large amount. Its potency, though, it's been several years, so it's waned a bit. But however, the amount is quite large. Okay, so you have a large.
I'm gonna go ahead and slip that into my own bag without anyone noticing.
Ori just kind of like
sneak it from us. It's just kind of like, all right, Pan's got just in case.
Red dust.
Hey, you can give away the as a bribery. Be like, hey, here's some red dust, but remember it's less potent, so it may not.
Dude, you don't tell people it's less.
No, we're not going to tell them. But I'm saying for you, if we're going to use it as a distraction, it may not be as a distracted, unless they roll like Dave did. That poor plant.
Okay. That seems like all there is at the Lich's house. So where are you guys headed to next?
Ori's
Harry?
Is what you want-
yeah, to try to see if my mom's back.
Okay. All right. You head back over to. Oh goodness. Okay, I don't have that for the house. You head back over to your mom's house, to your home, and as you enter in, instead of a quiet house that you had seen from before, you actually see her. She's standing in the kitchen, kind of like going through some mail, looking through some documents. The moment you enter into the home, she just drops everything and then just runs over and just embraces you, just gives you the biggest hug, Ori.
I am very surprised. She is.
You should ask
not
her
the
about
warmest.
her picture on the thing, or like sneakily ask her about it or something.
About what picture? And what thing?
Her
The stone.
image.
Oh, the stone. Okay. Ori kind of pats her back, not expecting the amount of warmth she is currently giving. Hi, Mom. How are you?
She looks at you with kind of tears coming down her face, and she's crying. I mean, she's sobbing. It's hard for her to breathe a little bit, and she looks you in the eye and then just holds you and pulls you in close.
I'm assuming Rieta told you then.
I still can't believe it. I still can't believe it. Where have you been, Ori? I mean, your father has been looking for you this entire time, and here you are, and then now I hear he's dead. So you must have some information. Like, what happened?
I don't know if I want to tell her all of them. You know,
Tell her
Been a
that she
lot of-
needs to get out of time. Tell her I would tell her she needs to get out of town. Give her what she needs, just the bare minimum. Just enough where she understands it's urgent.
We've been a lot of places, and we've seen a lot of things. Just enough to know that it's about to get very, very dangerous. Not only in the city, but in the country. I'm sure you can believe me after knowing what happened to Dad. So I really recommend that you go on a little vacation for a little while. You know, you've got that house in that other country, Italy, whatever. I recommend you take a little trip there. Rieta is going to the whatever islands that I said earlier. I really think you should not be in the city or this country right now. Things are happening, and it's not safe for you.
I believe you, Ori. Rieta's broken everything down for me, and I'm going to follow. I'm still in shock. Just to see you been gone for months. Your father has left to go and find you. Now here you are back with these strangers who I hope they're not trouble for you, dear. And as she looks over, like Dave and Pan, is like, I hope you guys are taking good care of my daughter.
They've saved my life several times, so.
Okay, all right.
They're good people.
Mikage's currently in the kitchen looking through the refrigerator.
Okay. She's not at all paying attention to that. She's just in shock, and she's crying. You can tell, like, from looking at her, she's been crying. And she goes over. It's like, I haven't spoken to your father in ages. I just don't understand. He's been gone all this time. He used to speak to me all the time, and now all of a sudden there's this radio silence as he was looking for you. So I didn't know what happened to him, what happened to you. None of this makes any sense, Ori. I don't understand.
Was he using this? And I want to show her the stone.
I was like, how'd you get that? Of course he's using that. I mean, that's how we used to talk to each other.
Is the connection bad? Because it's been shorting out. We tried to use it earlier, and something was blocking it.
I haven't gotten any response for this thing in months, so I don't know. I can't tell you. It used to work quite a bit, but afterwards, when it stopped working, I've held on to it, but no word or anything from your father at all.
Mikage pops her head in from the kitchen. Can we have it?
Yeah, and I mean, no, I should hold on to this. We used to talk on this all the time. I don't know what to do. I'm at a loss for words, Ori. I will leave, though. I'm going, but none of this makes any sense. I'm just praying that everything will work out in the end.
Rieta I was gonna say, once you're out, Rieta can fill you in a little more, but main priority right now is to pack up and go either tonight or tomorrow morning.
Ori, and I'm gonna walk up behind Ori and see if you can convince your mom to leave it with us for the time being. We will return it to her in due time, but we think whatever is interfering could be related to his death, and we needed to investigate.
Mom, if you need something to hold on to remember him by, here are these. And I'm going to give her the little glasses that I picked up and ask, like, we'll return the stones later, but we might need them for where we're heading.
She holds the glasses in her hand, and you just see her just start crying again. She takes the stone. She's like, "If it helps, daughter, here." And she hands you the stone, holds the glasses, and you kind of just see her just like trudge off, just kind of away. You see her just walk, just crying.
Did Mikage get a good look at the glasses as she passed by?
She did. I mean, you know, they were from the crime scene. I mean, they were broken. So, yeah.
Okay.
Dave and Pan, do you have anything to add?
No, this is too emotional of a scene for me. Just chilling.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to intrude on this conversation.
Yeah, her mom does not do emotions well. So give her another hug, tell her to be safe, and off to the Harrington group we go.
Okay. And this will be the last thing that we do tonight, but I'll go ahead and get you guys there. Okay. As you arrive at the Harrington office, it is an outdoor lodge. There are obviously lots of workhorses around. You've got various worksmiths banging away at, like, they're making tools. There's carpenters. There's steelsmiths and blacksmiths, and they're all doing all sorts of different things right now. At the very front, though, you see a very fit woman. A lot of tattoos all over her. She's got a large hammer. She seems to be the one in charge.
I can go up to her. Excuse me, are you the foreman or the head contractor?
She glares at you, looks at you a bit. I'm Brandon Barra. I am the owner of the Harrington Group. Who am I speaking to?
Speaking to Orianna Domarien.
Domarien. Oh, your father. Is your father Akamenos Domarien?
Yes. Yes, he is.
Well, do you have some news to bring? I mean, any new orders?
Well, I think we have a few questions. No new orders for now, but I'm gonna look at Dave and Pan and Mikage, because y'all got more information.
She stops you from going any further, but she looks at Dave and Pan and is like, "You two, do you need work? You look like you guys could use some work. I've got a couple jobs for you. Perhaps you men, I could use more strong men to help me out. We've got this big mining project coming up. I could use some heavy hands."
Can you tell me more about the mining project?
Well, we've got there's a spot listed out on a contract. We're going to be sending quite a few men out there to go start digging. They're going to be, excavating. Supposedly, there's a good cache of gold and diamonds or so. Now, I have it in contracts here with Mr. Akamenos, that we get a share of the profit if we do the work. So, I'm getting all hands right now. The more we find, the more money we get. So it could be very profitable for you if you come and do the contract with us.
Keep it in mind.
We'll keep it in mind. Do you yeah. I thought that. Sorry, 1 second. Wasn't Umak Thrall in charge of all this prior to Archimenos taking over?
He was definitely in the fighting for this. It's a, it's a bit of a shady deal. But I mean, I give it up to Akamenos for stealing it out from under him. You know, we were contracted one way or another, and Umak and Akamenos were going to work it out together. So I was told. That was what was originally on the contract, and then Akamenos came back to me. You know, a few days later. This was some time ago, but he came back a few months later with the documents, and it just had his name on there. Now I don't ask questions. I just get the contracts. I write off the work. But I will say, from what I've heard down the line, that this was quite the steal from Akamenos. So I give it up to him, which is very odd because he always seemed like quite the family man to me. I didn't know he had the balls for it. So it's pretty interesting.
So,
Yeah, I've heard that there's been a lot of attacks by Archimenos, Thrall, against just everyone. Have there been any attacks here?
This is a contracting hut. You know, we have our fair share of roughnecks that come in, and yeah, Umak is one of them who comes in and he likes to puff his chest and do his thing, but you know, he's just like everybody else. So they all come and they threaten and they fight and they do what they do, but in the end, everybody's here for money, right? So either you get in line, you do the work, or you get out. It's as simple as that. Umak is just like the rest of them. They come in and they think they own the place or so, but really, it's all the same. They all just want money.
Did Umak ever say anything strange about why he wanted the contract so badly? Anything, I don't know, you know how crazy these guys get about what's down there. Anything other than gold or diamonds?
I mean, nothing too crazy, but from what I've heard, this is quite the large cash. So we all should be getting very rich off of this. So that's why I'm excited. So if you two gentlemen, or you two ladies as well, if you want to get your hands dirty, you know, there's going to be gold aplenty for all of us.
You know where we could find Umak?
Oh yeah, he's at the Bog True Finance Group. He's got this small shop that he and a bunch of his orc buddies they run out of. You know, it's in the city. You can't find it. Yeah, and if you're going back, go ahead.
I want to say that Ori's actually going to be taking over anything that has to do with it. If she could see any documents, being that Archimenos has had not so much Archimenos, but there has been Archimenos will not be able to take over again, and so Ori's been left in charge at this point. So if there's any additional things that she may want to go through Ori, but Mikage is going to go play with the horses after this. Because negotiation is technically not her thing, but she wants, obviously, I don't want Umak to get in between this, to come back and say, he's in charge now.
Right now, I'm definitely taking over. This is now my thing. I can produce any relevant documentation because I learned how to forge a signature for school things very quickly. So just let me know if I need to sign anything. And my many bodyguards here also have lots of allowances from me for decision making.
I'm the captain now.
It's true.
So Branabara, she kind of looks at you and just says, if you've got the proper documentation, just let me know. I need a notary signed document from Akamenos granting you power of attorney just to work with him as well, and we can make it happen, But
All right.
he's a good man. I trust him. I'll tell you, he was even, you might have to talk to your mother as well. Because, when he was coming in here yesterday, he was talking to her on the phone on his sending stone as well. So, y'all seem like a good family. I'm
Did you?
happy.
Sorry, did you say yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
About what
No,
time?
I'm not asking her that. I was actually asking you. Did
Oh,
you
yes.
say that she said yesterday? Okay.
Yesterday, yeah.
About what time was he on his sending stone yesterday?
Oh, it was sometime in the afternoon. Oh, I want to say 2 or 3 or so.
And you said it sounded like he was talking to my mom.
Yes. Every time I've communicated with him, he always seems to be in communication with her as well, too. Talking to her and...
Sorry, you're
like...
cutting out.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Better? Okay. It's like every time before he comes in, he's having a chat with her, either before our chat or after our chat. He's very diligent, so you've got a good father there. I wish I had a dad like that, too. I wish I had a dad like that who used to love, my mom and work out. But that's not for me to say,
Right. Yes, okay. Interesting.
What time did he leave?
What time did he leave?
Oh, he left here about 4:30 or so. It wasn't too long. We signed documents, took care of a couple of affairs here and there, contracted a few more men, just a normal standard business as usual.
Okay. Well, I'll get those documents to you at some point in time. Make a note that I will be taking over if Umak comes in here and makes any threats. Let him know that he is shut down and not to interfere.
Dear, money talks, right? So just come in and, do what you got to do. If Umak comes with the money, that's what we got to do too. But right now, Akamenos' name is on the contract, so that's what we're going with. Okay? All right. Do you have any other questions? Anything else you want to find out or talk to her about?
Well, do the blacksmiths or anything have any weapons or anything for sale? Anything we can get from them?
They don't quite have weapons. They might have some later. You can requisition some. They seem to be gearing up they're making shovels and pickaxes and stuff like that to get ready to. So, but if there's something specific you'd like, you can definitely request it.
No, not so much from them. But what about the horses?
The horses? There are horses.
Are they for sale?
That depends, I guess. How much you're offering.
How many can I get? How many do they need? Are these personal horses? Do I have to negotiate with individuals, or do I have to negotiate with
Branabara.
Rananabar?
Branabara. There you go. Branabara. She looks at you and she just says, you deal with me. I'm the one in charge of everything. And so there's a price for everything. Now, these horses are good workhorses. They will be helping us in this excavation. So they do come at a pretty penny. But however, they are good horses. And if you're willing to pay for them, then I'm willing to sell.
I'm gonna whisper to Mikage, remember Chimeriana. We still have her to travel on.
I thought you were saying to feed her.
I was going to say this. I was thinking the same thing too.
Great snack.
No!
She is a carnivore. She does need. You do need to find her something.
Find wild stuff, not horses raised to do my now projects.
Because what I was thinking is getting 3 or 4 horses for the travel to the mountains. Now, these workhorses, what kind of terrain are they used to?
I was gonna say we could travel on Chimeriana.
One person may be able to, but remember, she's injured.
That's fair. Fair.
For the most part, these workhorses, they can travel across, grassy lands and plains. A few of them have been trained to travel over some rocks or so. So they have reinforced horseshoes to help out with that. So only half of them can do that. But for the most part, they're all good horses. Okay, They come again. They are very well trained, very strong too.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've got some money, maybe you'd like to make a deal, let me know.
Let's see how much I got in my inventory. So for Chimeriana, I think we need to pick up some food, especially for her. Ori, since you are probably the lightest and most familiar with her, you could probably
All right.
technically ride. So 3 horses that travel over mountain terrain.
Three horses over mountain train. Okay. So
Or equipped for mountain terrain if necessary. I'll word it that way.
she starts stroking her chin a little bit. It's like, for these horses, they're quite high caliber. So, I'll sell it for you, just for you, because you're with Agamenos, for the low price of 150 gold each.
For these 3 horses,
No, each 150 each.
I get that. No. So first I want to inspect them. I want to use my animal handling, and then I want to negotiate.
Okay.
Because 150 gold pieces are going to be quite a bit. And honestly, first off, we're not going to pay 150 per horse. Second off, it depends on if they're sound. I want to make sure that, because when you have a work horse, that is a different mindset than a riding
traveling horse. Yeah.
Dave is very excited about the prospect of using his lasso ability with horse abilities. And I believe at one point he was in a cowboy getup.
Yes.
I mean, you do have assless chaps. I don't know.
I believe I still have my cowboy stirrups and everything. So
I mean, didn't all
this is
you
very
have
exciting for me.
was a cowboy hat and assless chaps? Wasn't that the point of your outfit at the time?
Yep. That was it.
And you also have speak with animals. So
I will become very attuned to my horse. I'll go talk with them. I'll go talk with the animal, with the horses, and ask them about how are you doing?
see if there's anything we can use for the negotiation. It's like, hey, oh, that horse is he likes to do this, and this. So that way I can come back and say, oh, well, this horse goes lame every second Thursday. So we are not paying 150 gold pieces for this. Something like that.
Yeah. I'm just going to be like, hey, how are you doing? Anything hurting? You got,
Any complaints?
Yeah, any complaints about your current
Filed for workers comp yet?
Yeah, what's your work-life balance like? Enjoyed here?
The horses look at you and they say, nay.
This is freaking hilarious.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nay.
What are the benefits like here?
It's like, good hay. But they look at you at the same time, but they're like, get us the hell out of here, man. This is hard work. Dude, we have to work all the time. I'd rather be in a stable somewhere with a couple of, mares or something. So, you can get us out of here.
Okay. Yeah, give me something to work with. What, do you have any, I don't know, how's your legs?
All my legs are great. What are you talking about? What do you want me to do? You want me to stand on my hind legs? You want me to stand on my front legs? I mean, tell me what you want me to do. Let's get out of here. I'm ready to party.
I was gonna say, Dave, ask if they'll go on strike if we don't have it down to 100.
No. Get them to act like either they need to give us something that we can negotiate with, like say, oh well, Fred here uh, usually won't saddle, or Gary here, he needs to pretend that he has a slightly bad foot.
Mommy has severe IBS. Sorry. He's not going to be willing to work for very long.
Fred is like, if you want me to shit on command, I can do that. That's one of my skills. Okay, I can. You want me to do that? I'll do it right now. And he just starts.
It was on my resume.
It just starts like shooting out the back of him.
What's your persuasion again? Who has the highest persuasion here?
I do. I think it's either +7 or +9.
Okay.
I've got a +1 persuasion.
I mean,
I'd be like, hey, just like, could you pretend like one of your feet is injured? Just like, pick it up. Is anybody here? Does anybody have that we can?
say that again.
Say that last part again. Does anybody have what?
Any behavioral issues?
And then they look over at each other like, well, Fred over here, he's a narcissist, so that's. And then Gary looks over at him like, well, this guy is he's he's got anxiety issues, so I mean there's that.
Okay.
He's a serial worrier all the time. It's like, come on, dude.
Oh, then he ain't gonna like being with us, especially with Chimerana Grande.
Can I ask whatever her name is? Can I assist with negotiation?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm thrilled to have you as part of our company, and we're happy to be using you as contractors. I would love to, add a stipulation to the contract about, I don't know, maybe getting you personally a little extra gold if you can knock it down to maybe 90 per. I see those 3 look, maybe not as strong as the rest, so we can take those from you.
I am a Dragonborn. I'm pretty, and Ave is pretty big, so.
Yeah, they're not, maybe not the strongest 3, but we'll take them off your hands so you can keep the strong ones. I'll write in a little stipulation for a little extra gold for you personally. What do you think about that?
Oh, you drive a hard bargain, young Domarien. But you know what? You make it an even 100 each. We'll call it a deal. How about that?
I think deal. Yeah.
Okay, deal it is.
And I have some gold to help out with if you don't want to spend all of yours, Mikage.
That would be nice. So you want to half it then?
Sure.
Okay.
Kenneth, take out a 150 gold from me.
Will do. And then Mikage, if you could do the same thing. And you guys now have 3 horses.
Okay, so we have Gary, we have Fred. What's the third one named?
Let's call him Larry. Larry.
Larry.
And Fred.
Larry, Gary, and Fred. I love it.
I like it. There you go.
I'm going with the narcissist horse. That one's mine.
So Gary is Larry is the narcissist, because I think we were talking to Gary at the time. And then Fred was nervous.
Yeah, I'm with the narcissist.
So Larry's the narcissist or Gary's the narcissist?
Larry, I think.
So then Gary has IBS.
Yeah.
No, he said he could if he needed to.
Could. Maybe.
No, he can shit on command. Yeah. His abilities, he can shit on command. So.
Special. That's a special skill.
That is actually something that maybe I could use.
Okay, wait. I gotta write this down too. So Larry has IBS. Fred has narcissist, and what did it again? Gary has what now?
There's a serial warrior.
Serial warrior. Thank you.
No,
okay. Yep.
Fred is nervous. Gary is IBS.
So Larry thinks he's the shit. Gary can shit, and Fred will shit if scared.
Wait,
I think that's the general consensus around here.
I'm trying to write this down again because I know I need it in my notes later. But say that one more time.
So Gary is IBS.
Okay.
Well, so Larry is the shit.
So he's
He
a
thinks.
narcissist. Okay. All right.
Gary can shit on command,
Okay.
and Fred will shit when anxious.
And he's got anxiety. Okay, I got you. All right. Okay, high anxiety. Okay, all right, perfect. Okay, all right. I think it's a good place to call it for the night.
I think so.
Okay, awesome, guys. Let me move everybody back to the home. Okay.
So the plans for next time is to pick up Chimera Grande with whatever food we have for her.
And
then,
possibly see Umak. I mean, we know where he is now.
okay. So
Not sure exactly.
Food, see Chimera.
And then head out to your village.
Okay, all right, cool. Okay, let's do a quick retro. We went a little bit over, but that's totally fine. We'll start off with Megan. Like, love, learn, lack, please.
I enjoyed the session immensely. We actually got a lot done. I mean, we did have a little bit extra time, but I think like we nailed out quite a bit of things. And while it wasn't like battle sequence, it was very engaging. There was a lot to kind of see. One thing, I mean, part of this is with the theater of the mind, because we did a lot of with a lot of theater of the mind. I think, and I think this is fair because of the type of situation we're in. We're just kind of at the point where we can't quite see. We're trying to get all the information. We're not. We're more unsure of, is this all the information or is there more going on? But part of that, like I said, is the nature of the mystery is death, and the other thing is, I guess the nature of theater of the mind part. But I think we had a lot of fun on the horses. I don't think you planned for that.
Awesome. Anything lacking? Did you want more of or less of?
No, I was really happy with the length of the session. So if we can, I mean, I know it's not always possible. In next session, I think Sean has obligations or someone's going to be out. So.
Oh, I think it's July 4th. Samad, right? I think you're going out of town. Is that right?
Oh,
yeah, I'm out of town.
Next session, you're out of town. Okay. And next session, out of town. Okay. I'm writing that again. Samad, out of town.
Yeah.
Next session. Okay. So just like you liked having this longer session, right? That's what it sounds like. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Because by the time we chat and all that, it gives us enough time to actually like do some things. I mean, having shorter sessions is fine, but it also, if we need to cut off early, we can.
Good. Okay. Awesome. Great. Thank you. Samad, if you could please, like, love, learn, lack.
So I don't know. I had a lot of fun doing RP. I thought the whole horse thing was really funny. Like just all the conversation around the horse, buying the horses was super funny to me. Yeah, I thought that was super great. I just wanted to pay special attention to that. That was it. Like, love, learn. I learned how those phone things work. Cause I didn't think it would show an image. Like, well, that ruined that. You can see us or who's calling. And well, kind of. Now that I'm thinking about that, if it showed the mom when we used it, that means does it show the person who was on the other end? It didn't show us, right? Or did it? It shows us or it shows who it's like attuned to? Because I don't know how to explain. Never mind. Anyways.
So I think there's something going on with that. So
it's like being intercepted or something, right? And then lack. Nothing. I thought it was fun. Sorry for being a little late.
No, you're good.
My wife's not here, so that should happen. Sorry.
No, you're good.
That's it.
All good. Thank you very much. Sean, if you could, like, love, learn, lack, please.
I like, the horse scene was really fun. And I kind of liked solving the puzzle. Yeah, learned a lot about. I think it is like maybe something having to do with the attunement. Yeah, learning a lot about the hometown and everything, and it's a really interesting and puzzle to solve. Yeah, I also love the puzzle and all the humor that goes into that. Lacking, I don't know. It was pretty good overall. I don't have anything to that.
Cool. Very good. Thank you. And Rachel, please. Like, love, learn, lack.
I like, obviously, our little stop for comedy after a very emotionally heavy session. Something we do well. I really like seeing, because it's very tiefling heavy right now and very Ori story centric, but I like seeing the other characters interact with her world. I think it's very interesting. Learn, I mean, I guess we got to learn about Ori's family and meet several of them. Previously it was just Akmenos, but I think that was interesting to interact with them. And nothing lacking. I was kind of glad it was Theater of the Mind today because my internet's sucked. So. And the next time that we play, if July 3rd, because 3rd's the Sunday, right? If we're not doing July 3rd, then the next time we play, I'll be in my new place. So I'll have reliable internet.
Okay. Well, very cool.
I might be sitting on the floor, but I'll have reliable internet.
Very cool.
Quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we want to, and I guess, Samad, this depends on if it works best for you. Are you coming back the 4th?
I'm coming back Monday. Is that the 4th?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we want to try for Monday since that's a holiday, I think, for everybody? Or is that going to be too stressful for you, Samad?
I'm also going to be maybe out next weekend in Austin. I don't know for sure if it's happening yet, but I can try for 4th as well.
Okay. Well, let's play by ear then. But also, Samad, but let us know if that's stressful, then that's fine too. You know.
I mean, I don't know. It doesn't sound stressful to me, but I don't know what it'll be like when I get back. It sounds like it would work.
Okay. So maybe we can try and aim, let's say tentatively then for the 4th, since hopefully everybody's obviously off, right? So we can try for the 4th then and see how that goes. All right?
Okay. Tentatively set.
Tentatively set. Awesome. My thoughts on this last session were, yes, it was very emotional. It was interesting to bring out all the different family of Ori, so I thought that would be interesting to see. And yeah, this murder mystery. I'm just seeing how you guys are going about it. So it's fun. That's all I say. It's fun. I don't want to give any more because there's more things for you guys to find out. So we'll go from there. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for whoever's going to listen to this in the future. And good day and good night.